Good morning, film fam. Welcome to another episode of Chop Willie in the Morning, brought to you by Let the Film Speak. I am one of your hosts, Chop. Heard my main man, Willie Jack. Willie Jack, how you feeling this morning, big
Hey,
dog?
come on, man. Hey, it's Victory Sunday, man. I'm feeling good, feeling great, big dog. Can't ask for no more, man. Happy holidays to everybody as well in the film. But yeah, man, I'm ready to get to it.
I see. You got your Pittsburgh set on this morning, man. Y'all done showed up offensively, man. Hey, man. Hey, you look rejuvenated this morning, my man.
Yeah, man. I can't. I felt a little light on my feet this morning. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them Steelers and my old lady.
There you go, Willie Jacket. I'm with you too, man. I'm feeling good this morning too, man. You know, we played a little bit before the preview today. Today as well. So I'm feeling just like you, Willie Jack. I'm happy and I'm ready to get it started. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Of course, this is the morning preview show, man. Every Sunday morning, 10 o'clock, and we're gonna preview each and every game from our Week 16 slate. Of course, we had one game on Thursday, and we had a couple yesterday, so we're gonna jump into those. And then we got a few Monday night games, a few Christmas games, man. So not Monday night, but Monday games in general. So we'll definitely run through all of those things. But first, we got the house rules. Okay, that's like, that's share, that's subscribe, and hit that notification bell. All right, become a newest member of the film fam. Holler at your partners, man. Let them know what's going on, where we at, what time we're gonna be there, because it's the same time every week anyway. So just let them know what's going on, and then of course hit that notification bell. Be in the know, and I guarantee you we will not let you down. Announcements, Willie Jack. Announcements. Hey man, get them picks in. All right.
For sure.
We already had 3 games already. Okay. So if you're late, I'm sorry, but you got to get your picks in. You got until 11:55 a.m. Central Time for the 12 o'clock games. And then for the ones that start at 5 minutes before the game time, that's how long you got before you need to get that started. All right. So make sure y'all get your picks in. That way, we can get you down and recorded and ready to go. All right, Willie Jack?
Yes, sir.
Now, without further ado, man, we're gonna hold off just a little bit on that film fam check-in. Let everybody get in and get settled. Everybody's still trying to sit down, get the beverages and all that type of stuff. But we had 3 games, Willie Jack. 3 games to recap, and I'm gonna start it off with the Thursday night game. We had the New Orleans Saints go to Los Angeles to take on the Rams, and the Rams come away with this W, man, 30-22, man. And honestly, when watching how this game played out, I was a little bit worried in terms of how we would work in the trenches, especially with us having the success that we've had over the last few weeks, and how we've been playing. I was worried to see how was New Orleans going to adjust. New Orleans was coming off of a great defensive performance the week before, so I wanted to see how they were going to match up against us and if they were going to do some things to stop us in the run game. But honestly, no, it was more the same, man. It was more of that balance. It was more of of the things that we've been doing throughout the season to help us be successful. Stafford making plays, us leaning on the run game a lot. And then if it's not Cooper Kupp, it's Puka Nacua. And if it's not Puka Nacua, it's Cooper Kupp. Well, this Thursday, it happened to be a Puka Nacua game. I called Cooper Kupp. I called him for 3 in a row. But, hey, that's all right, man. It wasn't his day. He ended up dropping a couple passes. So it wasn't his day today. Just had, he just had one of those, But the good thing is, Matthew Stafford had another Kupp to pick up. You know what I mean? It wasn't just Cooper Kupp, man. He had another guy that he can go to, that he can rely on, and he was able to do that in this particular game to help us come away with a W and for us to keep rolling. Defense played pretty solid throughout for the most part. Until it started to get a little bit later, then things started to open up a little bit more for the New Orleans offense. They started to put some drives together, put some points together, but ultimately a little bit too late to come back and make this a game. So congratulations to my dogs, my Rams, man, for taking care of business.
No doubt, man. I thought the same thing as well. You guys were pretty much in pretty fine control of the game until, just like you said, till towards about the end there. And then the Saints found a way to get that score, get the 2-point conversion. And then the thing about it then as well is the decision to go for the onside kick there on the plus side of the 2-minute warning. And so I think they end up trying to go for the onside. They don't get it. And so, I mean, it's essentially ball game at this point. But like I said, on the plus side of the 2-minute warning, I mean, the Saints hadn't done much to that point all game to really stop or hinder you guys from scoring. And so I don't necessarily know if I like the play. That just puts all the eggs in one basket. If you're on the minus side of that 2-minute, maybe then okay, because we just realistically we can't do anything at all about the clock. But on the plus side of the 2-minute, like I said, I'm thinking maybe go ahead and put that away, because if you're going to have to count on your defense, get a 3 and out either way. You know what I'm saying? So if it's going to be a 3-and-out on the short field or the short field, and I mean, you know what I mean? So I think I would have preferred to see them maybe kick it there. Like I said, just how the timing broke out. But like I said, they arrived too late at the party anyway. You know what I'm saying? A day late and a dollar short. And so they couldn't get it done either way. But good win for you guys.
Absolutely, Willie Jack. Well, let's keep the good energy going, man. Since we already talked about the Rams, let's move right on into your Steelers, man. We had the Cincinnati Bengals go to Pittsburgh to take on your Steelers, man. Your Steelers, I don't know what was going on with your Steelers yesterday, man. But the boys came ready to play, man. They put a whopping 34 points on the Bengals head top. You know what I mean? 34 on the Bengals head top. Talk to me, Willie Jack. What happened, dog?
Hey, look here, man. I tell you what. Rudolph, the red-nosed quarterback, boy, showed up.
Hey, shout out to ZB. Shout out ZB on that one.
Hey, shout out ZB, boy. Boy showed up and was giving out gifts, man. So we get the game started right out the door. You know what I'm saying? Just a little quick slant. Right on. Wasn't that impressive about the throw per se. I mean, quick slant, it's a timing route. Timing and placement is what you need on a quick slant. You know what I'm saying? And it was perfect on both ends. Caught him right as he's breaking. Two, you know what I'm saying? Two up, stick, boom, right on his face mask. You know what I'm saying? Catches it in stride. And that's the difference between that ball being here and that ball being at his knee or even at his waist, is because now you can take an 86 to the crib. You know what I'm saying? Outrun a terrible, outrun a bad angle. And then I don't know what Jermaine Pratt was doing. Jermaine Pratt had a rough day in this game, man. So, because he was running with his hands like this, like he was trying to, I don't know what he was doing there. But yeah, so we get started right out the gate. Man, defense definitely showed up ready to play, moving pieces around. I mean, just everything that we've asked for 14 weeks, we finally got. We're not great standout quarterback play, just competent, just ride the line, just competent above the line play. And this is the team that I really think we could have been, bro. Because Mason wasn't perfect in his game as well. You know what I'm saying? There's some throws he missed or whatever the case, but nah, man, definitely came out. Shout out to Coach Tomlin. This is the thing I should say as well, because there's a lot of people that's too quick to blame Tomlin when the players don't execute or when we're missing 8 starters across both sides of the ball or just whatever the case. And so now I need to hear these same people. Okay, well, where's his credit at now? For getting this team motivated, getting this team, holding this team together, getting lambasted in the media across everybody. George Pickens to Tomlin's inability to resonate in the locker room, just everything here. Former players coming out talking crazy, man. He needs to lose the job. All of that, we hear all of that, we internalize it. A Bengals team that's been very hot, playing very well. Jake Browning hadn't played this bad, and the Bengals hadn't lost a game since the first time they played us. And so a team that's got all the momentum is on the other side. And yeah, just what a way to show up, man, and play a phenomenal game. Happy for Mason Rudolph, his first start in almost 3 years. Man, y'all don't even know what Steelers fans have went through in this whole Mason Rudolph saga. Man, we hated that man. It got so bad this year that I started cheering for Mason Rudolph about 3 games ago. Like, man, it might be time to look at Mason. And that should tell you how bad it is when we started cheering for Mason to get a start. And he showed up, man, and didn't disappoint. Celebration all the way around. I can't even give you no in-depth analysis. You didn't make me talk about it. And now I'm just sitting there thinking of all the memories of scoring all the points. First time we scored 30 points in 2.5 years. Bruh, we had 21 points before halftime. We hadn't scored 20 points in 2 months. Like, bruh, it's been a rough go of it, man. But that's the thing about it as well. We're 8-7 now. And realistically, bro, we could be sitting right now. We could easily be sitting at 10 wins right now with just decent marginal quarterback play. That's the biggest thing for me, is just how much difference just have a decent quarterback play and what a difference it could have made in our season. But like I said, be that as it may, we still got a shot in the dark. It's a shot. It's in the dark, but we still got a shot if we can find a way to put a couple of these things together now after the 3-game skid. But nah, man, I won't ask for nothing else, man. Mason Rudolph came in and saved my Christmas, bro. It could have been ugly. You know what I'm saying? It could have been ugly for y'all. But
yeah, because just I don't know if it was last week or whenever it was. It was break the Steelers team apart, man. It was tear down.
Hey,
and start over. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, it was looking bad out here, bro.
It was all good just a week ago. You know what I mean? It was all good just a week ago. But excuse me, y'all. But this is the type of performance where Willie Jack, this is the difference between giving your playmakers a chance and then your playmakers stepping up to help elevate that offense. versus a QB that's not able to do so, not even able to give your guys a chance. We knew what type of receiver George Pickens was. You know what I mean? He is that big body guy. He's not going to create a bunch of separation, but you give him those one-on-one opportunities, give him a chance to go get it. He can go get it. You know what I mean? And he showed that. And that was simply just like you said, Willie Jack. It was an outstanding play by Mason Rudolph, but when you get a one-on-one opportunity with your 6'4" wide receiver that bullies defensive backs and can go up and get it, you give him an opportunity. And what does he do? He goes out there and makes plays. You know what I'm saying? So this gives you an example of what this team could be if they had, like you said, competent quarterback play. They can just give their playmakers a chance to do what they do best. And then also shows us what the possibilities are for a guy like George Pickens, how good he can really be. He can go out here at any given moment after, crying and all this type of stuff in the media, and then come out here and go for 190 or something like that.
195 on 4 catches.
195, 4 catches, 2 touchdowns. That sounds like Randy Moss stats to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the type of playmaker that this guy can be on this particular team. And you guys took advantage of that. So good game by you all, and then they just fell right into what you guys did best too, in terms of, all right, let's get out of the passer now.
Sicking them dogs loose, man. Let them dogs
Smith,
loose.
TJ Watt. Oh, those guys live for that. Oh, it's been a while since we had this type of lead. So you guys got to pass. Oh, and it's not just this series. You guys gonna be passing for like the next whole quarter. Ain't gonna be no run. So, it's time to eat. And then when you put those guys in their position, that's when you guys operate at the best. And for the Bengals, man, hey, they're fighting. I felt like this was only going to last so long, just off the simple fact that Jake Browning, for as good as he's played, he's still a backup. You know what I mean? And it's just going to sound bad, but I feel like it was due. He was kind of due to have one of these games where he didn't play as high as high of a level as he has been in the last few weeks. And then without your best guy in Jamar Chase, that hurts too. So I feel like this was going to be one of those games, divisional matchup. Tomlin being down back against the wall, everybody ready to get rid of him and turn the team down. He said, "Hold on now, hold on now." And this is when Tomlin operates at his best. So great win by you guys, and a much needed one for sure, Willie Jack.
No doubt.
Absolutely. Now let's get to this last one. This last Saturday game, man, we had a Saturday night when we had the Bills go to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers, and the Chargers win this one on the road, 24-22. Big win for the Bills, and quite honestly, this game was a lot closer than I expected, Willie Jack. A lot closer than I expected. I thought the Bills were going to be able to come through this game and really do kind of what they wanted to. But shout out to the Chargers and them coming up with a game plan, man, and them putting something in play to say, all right, this ain't gonna be no walk in the park. And also Easton Stick for bouncing back, off that terrible game from the week before against the Raiders, where it was just embarrassing. To go out there and get embarrassed against the Raiders and then come out here and put together this type of performance, it means a lot for those guys. You know what I mean? So they came out, they competed, and good game for them. But what I saw in this game from the Bills specifically is like, and I'll talk about Josh Allen a little bit. These are the type of things that kind of that separates him from a lot of other quarterbacks in the league. You know what I mean? And just some of the throws and plays that he's made. Like the first touchdown pass to Gabe Davis, rolling to your right, throws a 40-yard bomb, you know what I'm saying, right on the money. Like, that's a great throw. Like, that's a throw that there may be 4 or 5 other quarterbacks can make. Okay. And then but that's also the thing that kind of holds him down, because he rolls to the right again later in the game, trying to throw a pass to Stephon Diggs. Just an ill-advised throw. Not a great throw. Underthrows a little bit, and it goes for the interception. So you get both sides of the sword there. But the Chargers had a game plan. They attacked those zones. Bills played a lot of zone in this game. They found the open spots. Easton Stick hit those throws, and they were competitive in this game. Had a chance to win it, but it really just came down to the Bills making the plays they needed to make. And last but not least, it's scary because last game it was James Cook. This game it was Gabe Davis. They're coming up with multiple guys that can actually beat you, in these particular games. And Stephon Diggs hasn't had a good game in a while, so he's waiting in the wings for his shot. And when he explodes, what I'm saying, that's another level that this offense can get to, man. So big win by the Bills.
No, for sure. And my thing for this game as well, I think this was a game more so about the Bills kind of. I'm not gonna say they came out lax or slack or nothing like that, but you get the early turnover right there in short field, and then you let the Chargers go up 10-0. And so the Chargers kind of got an early boost
Yeah,
just right there out the gate. But then, like I said, the Bills, to their credit, like I said, they just kind of just hey, bring it in. Okay, we dropped one. We're clearly the better team. Stay within ourselves. And like I said, the cream's gonna rise to the top. And that's kind of what happened there. And then so the Bills come back, and I think before halftime it's 14-10 now, and so they come back and get control of the game. Now in the second half, I mean, there's still missed opportunities there for the Bills. We do get the turnover. Big Josh going, trying to go up top, back across his body, 60 yards upfield to Stephon Diggs. There's two other guys that could even attempt that pass and have a real chance of making that throw. It's a hard boot to the right. He's like 2 yards from the right sideline when he goes back across his body on like Diggs is running a deep post, breaking the other way. So
yeah,
even to have the arm to get the ball there, him, Justin Herbert, yeah, I'll say Patty. Him, Justin Herbert, Patty are guys that have a shot to make that throw. And then he leads, and it's real 2 yards short. He shorts it by about 2 yards. You know what I mean? But that's a throw. If he attempts that throw 10 times, he probably hits 6 or 7 of those. You know what I'm saying? That's one that he didn't, and it was short and it was an interception. And so it is what it is. But that's, outside of that, like I said, I think they stayed within themselves. James Cook didn't have a terribly explosive day, but the touches were there. That's what I think was super important. He only had 70 yards rushing, but he had 20 carries. And so it still shows that same commitment that we've seen to them, making sure we're keeping some form of balance. You've got to honor our run game, whether it's hitting for 170 or if it's just 70 this week. But those 20 touches, I think, were very important to just establish that the run game, it isn't predicated on, well, James Cook's got to be hot and he's got to break a couple and then we'll stick with it. I think I really like how they show, like, no, we're, like I said, we're staying within ourselves. We're staying under control. We're going to take our time and play our game. And then also, Leonard Fournette finally makes his appearance as well. He gets 5 carries after being signed, I think.
and the boy was on kick return too. He returned the kick, man.
Hey, he did, bro. And I've been waiting to see him because I know when they signed him, it feels like probably a month or two ago now. No, probably closer to 2 months ago now. But we hadn't seen him elevated to the roster, and so he finally gets in there, and so he'll have fresh legs for a playoff run. Is what it looks like for sure. And then also with he's going to give a little thunder to James Cook's lightning. And so I like kind of or if we're looking ahead, like I said, neither one of them had huge days just last night, but I like that going forward, just the thought of that going forward. And of course, just like you said, the Bills ain't mad about winning games and letting everybody forget about Stephon Diggs. Because trust me, they know he there. So like I think it's one of those things where we're like, let's just do what we got to do, because let them go to sleep if they want to, because then when you know what I'm saying, when we get to the dance, and then we can wake boys up then. But until then, let them go ahead and do what they got to do as long as we keep punching them in. And so, like I said, man, they got it done. The Chargers, to their credit, made their plays and fought hard and were scrappy. Had a lead late in this game, and then the Bills, like I said, took their time, too much time on the clock. Wound down the last it was over 5 minutes left on the clock when they got that ball back down by 1. And so take all the air out the ball for the rest of the game. They finished it with the 3 because of Shakir being touched down on what could have been a touchdown. But like I said, they get it done and move on to the next.
Gotcha. Already, Willie Jack. And it looked like they falling in the building now, Willie Jack, man. So let's go ahead and run through a film fam check-in, man. Who is in the building, man? Who letting us know what's going on?
Oh yeah, for sure. First one through the door, my mama, as not as always, but as a lot of the time, for sure. Wishing us
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, as most of the time. So appreciate you, lady, as always. My sister in the building as well. So the fan been holding the boy down. Appreciate it. She said happy Christmas to the film fam. Hey, my dog, man, my Steelers brethren, one of them members in the building, man. Michael Baker in this thing. Here we go. He know what's going on. Wife and sister of the show, Miss Shonda, she's in this thing as well. Happy Christmas to all the filmmakers for sure. And then y'all know what's going on, man. Y'all in here, drop something in the chat so we can holler at you and shout you out the right way. But yeah, appreciate y'all.
Already. Well, let's move into the first game, Willie Jack. The first game we got on the street, man. Oh, who you got? Who does this step in?
Edition, real quick.
Macaroni Tony.
Macaroni Tony said he's
Macaroni Tony.
Hey, I got you, big dog. Let's go.
Already. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the first game, Willie Jack. We got the Indianapolis Colts going to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Who you got?
Man, this is one where, you know what I'm saying, my head and my heart got to fight, man. You know what I'm saying? So Desmond Ridder, I think, is back on the bench. Tyler Heineke's going to start. But for personal and selfish reasons, I need the Colts to lose. The Colts are definitely playing the better ball, but Zach Moss is also out of this game for the Colts. And so with Jonathan Taylor, he's missed the last 2 games, I know, specifically with that injury to his
But he is starting today. He's starting.
And that's what I say. Yeah, I know he's coming back fresh off, I guess, like I said, missing these 2 weeks from having thumb surgery or whatever it was. And so being a running back, surgery on your thumb, I mean, I can see that could be something that could get, it's not going to take long for that thumb to get tested. And so we'll see how it holds up, especially without them having Moss there as the insurance plan. But
my bad. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you good. Okay, but you know what? I'm gonna have to do it, man. My head tells me Colts, but my heart needs these. I need these Falcons to win, man. And so I'm putting it out there, man. I'm taking the Falcons at home. Maybe Heineke gives them a little spark. He didn't do much to spark them, I guess, the last time he was inserted into this lineup. But yet and still, with Desmond Ridder just playing as poorly as he is in the worst times of a game, the most critical moments of the game is when he's making the biggest mistakes. And so I think Heineke in his second stint now has a chance to come in, be that spark, learn from those mistakes he's seen from Ridder. And the Falcons being at home, they're right up against it. They don't have any more games to concede to the Buccaneers and the Saints if they want to stay in this division race. They're still not out of this division race. And so this is really a kind of there's more riding on this game, I think, for the Falcons. The Colts are chasing a playoff spot. The Falcons are chasing the division. My dog Macaroni Tony in here. I got a hungry man and I got a starving man, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a hungry man, I got a starving man. So I think the Falcons are the starving man in this fight. And so I'm gonna take Atlanta on the home, back all the way against the wall, and see if they can get this done. I need that defense to show up big today as well, who can play well in spurts. Jesse Bates, I need one from you today, big dog. Let's let Minshew get a little loose. Give me 20-13, the Falcons in a tough defensive game at home.
Gotcha. And if y'all chat, man, let us know who y'all got, man. I need picks for these weeks, man. I need to know who y'all got. But I'm rocking with the Falcons too, Willie Jack. And I'm rocking with the Falcons. And well, here was my dilemma in this. It's like, okay, you got the Falcons team who, you know, I don't know what goes on with them sometimes with them playing to their competition or playing down to the level of their competition in terms of like the talent that they have. Okay. And then the other part of that is they do have a lot of talent, and when they show up, man, it looks really good, you know. And then I already talked about Taylor Heineke being the quarterback when he first was the starter earlier in the season. I felt like this would be a better team because a lot of those crucial mistakes by Desmond Ridder week in and week out, some of those will be eliminated, you know. So I felt like this was a better team with him. Other part of that is I don't know how much I can trust Arthur Smith, man. I just truly don't know how much I can trust Arthur Smith to get this job done. I don't care that they at home. I don't care that they, you know, have certain things that match up well with the Colts, but I don't know how much I can trust them, you know. And on Indianapolis Colts side, yeah, they do get JT back. I think that's going to give them a little bit of a boost. I expect Jonathan Taylor to come out and try to run the ball well, but the Atlanta Falcons run defense has been pretty good. So I really think it's going to come down to like which Gardner Minshew we're going to get this game.
Mm-hmm.
And my last part, and the reason why I say, all right, I think I'm gonna roll with the Falcons in this one, is because I'm riding with Jesse Bates, man. Jesse Bates has been playing all pro level throughout this entire season. Yeah. He's been playing some really, really good ball, and he's been making crucial plays for this team week in and week out to seal the deals for a lot of games. And I think this is going to be another one where he comes out and can seal the deal. And I expect him to have a big game, especially with Gardner Minshew back there tossing the peel. Give Atlanta Falcons this win. I think this is going to be a very exciting game, though, because both of these teams really, really need this win. You know, just like you said, like both of these teams, to me, Willie Jack, are fighting for playoff spot. So I know Colts are closer to the division. Well, the Falcons are too. They both can possibly win a division, but it's a lot of teams on both of these teams' heels in terms of winning. You got the Falcons, just their division alone, with the Saints and the Bucks are all right there in position to win this, to get into the playoffs. And then for the Colts, of course, you got the Jaguars right now trying to fight for their division, but then the Bills are hot right behind them. The Bills, before this week started, were like at the 9 or 10 spot in the playoffs, and they're hot. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of teams in their mix to get that wild card spot. So they're both fighting for playoffs. And right now, I'm gonna roll with the home team, man. I like the Falcons. I think they are able to utilize a lot of their playmakers in this game. So I get them a W in this one. 27-24, actually. I think it's gonna be a
A
little
lot
bit
of points in this one for you. Okay.
yeah, 27-24. I think this is gonna be a very entertaining game for sure.
Gotcha.
All right. On to the next one. And Miles came in there too. He picked the Falcons as well. He think they make it happen. But we got the Seattle Seahawks going to Tennessee to take on the Titans, man. And just kind of put a little bit out there on this game. I think Ryan Tannehill is expected to get the start. I know we had the injury with Will Levis last week. So Ryan Tannehill is expecting to get the start. And quite honestly, I'm expecting just a slight boost in this offense, man, with Ryan Tannehill coming back in terms of just the level of play. Now, the talent is different between those two, but Ryan Tannehill being a guy in this offense has been playing, for a while in this league. I think he'll come and bring a veteran's presence to this team, but I just don't think it'll be enough to beat the Seahawks because at the end of the day, the playmakers for the Tennessee Titans are slowing down in this one. When you're talking about Derrick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins and those type of guys, so I expect the Seattle Seahawks to still be able to win this game. It's another team that needs it in order to fight their way into the playoff mix. So give me the Seahawks. I like their run game in this one. I also like Geno coming back fully healthy and being able to spread the ball around between Jackson Smith and Jigba, DK, and Tyler Lockett, in which Jackson Smith and Jigba has been playing really good ball as of late. So give me the Seahawks winning this one on the road. Get them 24-17. 24-17 Seahawks on the road.
And yeah, and I saw I think I definitely saw that Geno is expected to be back in this one. And like I said, kudos to Drew Lock, man, for having a phenomenal comeback win against the Eagles last week. I want to give him another shout out as well. That was an excellent performance. Came through in the clutch for sure. But yeah, Geno getting returned to the starting lineup, going on the road. Critical juncture for the Seahawks as well, because they're still chasing a playoff spot as well. And so they're right there in the mix with your Rams and like I said, the Vikings and a lot of these teams kind of bunched up there, so they need this as well. Now the Titans, they've been officially eliminated from playoff contention. Those hopes were dwindling now for the last few weeks, but officially they just get eliminated. And so that's why I don't understand really the decision to go back to Tannehill at this point, because it's one thing if maybe we want to make the change because we're still trying to salvage, or we've got some shot in the dark, backwater, back channel way to maybe try to get in the playoff and make a push. But at this point, I don't see. And barring, because I don't think it was injury related, like at all, the move to go back to him from Levis, and so I don't see what we have to gain, as far as just preparing it. Levis is obviously the guy. He's obviously going to be the guy going forward, and so I don't see why we interrupt that growth or maturity, or like his chance to grow and mature and get live snaps. But be that as it may, I'm also taking Seattle.
He was injured though, Willie Jack. He was
but I know he got banged up, but I didn't think it was I didn't see him like ruled out for injury, because is he out for the game? Because I didn't see him out.
Right. I'm looking at his status right now. Right now, it shows still questionable. Like
that's what I'm saying. It's like it shows questionable instead of out. So that's why I'm saying, like, not even. Or well, and that's why I was thinking. I was like, okay, why are we going back to 10 if he's gonna be active and suited up for the game? You know what I'm saying? That's why I was thrown off a little bit. I know he got banged up, but he was just questionable. And I didn't even see him drop the doubtful and get elevated to questionable. It was just questionable the whole. The update I have from yesterday, this is the last one I got, is Will Levis is unlikely because of an ankle. He's unlikely to play in this game because of an ankle injury. That's what I got. Oh, okay. Well, see, I didn't see unlikely. I saw that he's been like dealing with an ankle and he's been ruled questionable. But it
sounds like it's one of those things. Sounds like it's one of those things where they're waiting to the last minute before they make an actual decision. But right now, it's likely that he'll be out and Ryan Tannehill will.
Okay, no. See, that makes more sense. See, that makes me feel better. Okay, that makes more sense. So you know what? Somebody upgrade him to doubtful, then, man. Don't leave him questionable. Upgrade him to doubtful. If it's unlikely the boy gonna start, that's what was making me question what we doing here. Because, like I said, that's okay. Erase everything I just said. Okay, Ryan Tannehill's back at the crib. Maybe he has a last hoorah. Maybe this is a game that Ryan Tannehill, because Ryan Tannehill's gonna need a home after this year. Ryan Tannehill lease up. Ryan Tannehill got 3 more weeks on his lease before he gonna have to find somewhere else to live. And so Ryan Tannehill needs a good showing in this game, man. Honestly, because there is a market, as we've said, for these secondary comeback veteran quarterbacks, man. These borderline, these high level backup borderline bottom tier starter quarterbacks, there's no better time to be one of those guys.
And
So
I
Ryan
just
Tannehill,
got the official word that Will Levis is inactive today.
okay, so he's officially out. Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
okay, yeah. So anyway, but yeah, so Ryan Tannehill, this is your time, buddy. This is your time. Show one of these other teams that you're worthy to come in and be a 2A, a guy that can maybe step in and rise to the occasion, like we saw for the most part of a Jake Browning, like we've seen for the most part of a Joe Flacco, like we've seen a little bit of Drew Lock. One of these guys, there's numerous examples. This is your chance to put yourself in line for that type of job this next season, because like I said, Levis going forward. But I am taking Seattle on the road, getting it done. I'm not gonna lie, man. I do like your score.
Well, go ahead, man. Come on with me, bro. Come on with me, brother.
I do like your score. You know what? I think, you know what? I'm gonna go a little tighter than that. I'm going 24-20. I am going 24-20. And I think we do get I think Tannehill's gonna play well today. Because like I said, I think there's a lot more on the line for him. Like I said, he's playing for his NFL future. You know what I mean? And so he's right at the age where he could fade away to obscurity, or he can latch on as a competent number 2, borderline 1, and he can extend his career for another 3 years or so. Because like I said, he's right around 34, 35. So Tannehill needs a good showing today. He is at home. I expect him to really kind of make it a point to get the ball into his playmaker, DeAndre Hopkins on the outside, use the young guy Tajay Smith in the passing game as well, and really kind of give him a chance to show these teams that he can still add value to a roster. But I'll take the Seahawks to get it done on the road.
Gotcha. And rolling into the building, Willie Jack. Just give a quick shout out, man. No balls, no glory, man. My dog BP just stepped
BP,
off
what's
in the
up?
building. You know what I'm saying? BP. Or this could be the first lady, could be Dino, could be West 10, could be Big Coach Corey. It could be any one of those guys, man. But so shout out to the whole no balls, no glory. You know what I'm saying? Family, man. So appreciate y'all for tapping in with us, man, and checking out and see what's going on over here. Sure. Now moving to the next game, Willie Jack. We got the Detroit Lions going to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Coming right back to you, Willie Jack. Who you got in this one?
Man, I'm going Detroit. On the road. This one, like I said, the division matchup. The Vikings still have tons to play for as well. Kind of like I said with the Seahawks just last game. These are teams still scrapping and fighting for one of those 3 wild card spots. And the Vikings really do need this one. They are at home. I love the way that defense is playing. They're definitely playing lights out ball. Nick Mullins had a chance to be a hero and fell short in that Bengals game. Really, he really the plays he didn't make, or the plays he gave the ball away in crucial situations, was really the difference in the game that they ended up losing in overtime to Cincinnati just last week. He has a chance to redeem himself against a very competent divisional opponent at the crib. That's a lot to put on and expect of Nick Mullins. And he ain't one of them ones I can give him that type of faith. So I'm going with Jared Goff and the Lions. Love what they're doing, man, as far as with the running back tandem, Jahmyr Gibbs giving us all shades of Jamal Charles, and then David Montgomery as well, doing more than enough to pick up his slack and play well. Amon-Ra St. Brown. We know how to name Sam Laporta as well, man, playing phenomenal ball as a rookie tight end. But I'll take the Lions. I think definitely more consistent on offense, more competent at the quarterback position. And like I said, I think that they have the talent and experience to get it done. I'll give them, against a tough Minnesota defense, 24-16 Detroit on the road.
Gotcha. And I'm going to go a close game too, Willie Jack. And I think it's going to be a little bit of a low-scoring game. This is going to be more of a field goal type of game. But I'm going Detroit on the road as well. I'm going 23-20. And I just feel like it was because of some of the things that you mentioned. With the Vikings defense playing as well as they're playing, also playing at home, I think they're going to make things a little bit difficult on this offense. And also, here's the thing too, Willie Jack. We're getting to the point of the season. I know me and you don't really like this part of the season as much because these teams play each other in 2 weeks again. You know what I'm saying? So next week they play each of them play a different team, but then they come right back and play each other again. Next time it's gonna be in Detroit. So it almost feels like back-to-back games we're gonna be watching these teams play each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they didn't kind of spread this out a little bit more. I know you talked about this before, but this is going to be a very interesting game because of the style and the way the Vikings have been playing defense. I think they're going to continue to play well. And then on the other side of it, I'm not too excited about the Vikings offense in terms of what they bring because of,
exactly
having to lead this team. But also they're going against a Detroit Lions pass defense that has been giving up a lot. You know what I'm saying? Their run defense has been fine, but their passing defense has been giving up a lot of yards.
Yeah.
So it's almost like weakness on weakness. So which one prevails in that situation? Does the Detroit Lions pass defense really come up big and show that they're able to stop? Because they still got Justin Jefferson over there now. they still got some guys over there. They got a guard and T.J. Hawkinson and Addison.
Jordan Addison's playing great. Yeah,
them ain't no chumps now. So y'all gonna have to still show up. Y'all don't think you're just gonna go into this game and just because Nick Mullins is quarterback, it's gonna be a walk in the park. Now this is gonna be a game. So they're gonna have to be able to find ways to do that. And if so, that's going to be their edge in this game. And that's the edge I'm going to give them. I feel like the QB play and Detroit Lions, what they're able to do down the stretch in this game is going to be the difference here. So give me 23-20, my final score of this game. I got Detroit winning this one on the road. But I don't feel good about it. I put it like that, Willie Jack. I don't feel as confident as I probably would in some of these other games. So that's why I'm
I feel you.
All right. On to the next one, Willie Jack. We got the Washington Commanders going to New York to take on the Jets, man. And this is another one of those, man. Another one of those games where I was like,
I'm glad this one fell to you. For you, believe it or not, this is one of the ones that I left unpicked. I keep going back and forth on this one for whatever reason.
Hey, I'm just gonna ride with the Jets, man. I'm riding with the Jets just off the strength of two things. I think the Washington Commanders still got about 4 or 5 players from different NFL teams still wide open in their defense, in their secondary. You know what I'm saying? Based off what my dog Willie Jack told me. You know what I'm saying?
Them boys running wild.
then you tell me we got Garrett Wilson coming to town, or they going to see Garrett Wilson, and he has an opportunity to make his presence known, on this secondary of the Washington Commanders. And I think they can. I think they find some type of mojo going in this particular game. I know Sam Howell, he's had some good games, and they need to break out of this slump. But I don't think this is a game to do it. This is still one of the best defenses in the league. I think they're going to really smother Sam Howell and force him into a few different mistakes. So for those reasons, I feel like the Jets have the upper hand in terms of their defense versus Washington offense, and I think they can find a way to at least put up a few points to try to win this game. So give me the Jets in this one. I get them 24. No, that's going to be touchdowns. Jesus. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, give them 24. I got the Jets winning this one 24-20. 24-20, them over the Washington Commanders.
No, and honestly, I went back and forth in this game as well, but I believe that Sam Howell is benched for this game.
Really?
I believe so. I think I heard something like maybe a few days ago. Yeah, see if you can check on that for me. But I believe
I'm checking on it right now because I need to see that.
Yeah, I believe that Sam Howell might be benched for this game. But with the difference for me in this game as well was I ended up taking the Jets as well. The score I've got is 23-17, but it was definitely the Jets defense. The Commanders offense it has been a lot of boom or bust, but then of late it's been way more bust and not near enough boom. The offensive line for the Commanders is terrible, and you're going up against a very game and ready front seven from this Jets defense as well. So this Jets defense they've got 2 or 3 guys that can really get after the quarterback. Bryce Huff, underknown name, but he's a guy that's very active in the pass rush. You still got Quentin Williams. You've got the young guys that are still showing up there. Jermaine Johnson, first round pick for 2 years ago. And who am I missing? And I can't even think of anybody on the other side as well. But no, so they've got a nice group of pass rushers there that really should have their way with the Washington Commanders offensive line. And then also, like I said, man, defensively, as a whole, the secondary of that, the second unit of that defensive line is playing very good ball. Quentin Williams, I don't know if he's the bigger or the little brother, but he's been playing really good linebacker play.
I think he's a little brother. Quincy is a little. The
little brother.
Linebacker.
Okay, yeah, as I said, I wasn't sure which is which. Okay, but yeah, he's been playing very good ball. You know what I'm saying? I dare say he's flashed great ball for sure at times this year, but he's been playing very good ball. CJ Mosley, the long-time guy there as well. He's quietly been having a very good year there as well. You still know that secondary stack with Sauce and DJ Reader as well. And so just top to bottom, this just defense, I think, just kind of has has their way with the Washington Commanders team. Did you figure out about Sam Howell or not? Did you
So I was looking it up. I haven't seen anything, man. Everything I find is I can't find nothing about him starting. I mean, about him being benched this game. Right now, it still shows Sam Howell. I mean, you may have saw something, but right now,
No, and I'm not gonna lie, man. I think I was like listening to something, and they were. I could have swore I heard something. Maybe it was speculation or just somebody was just conjecture. Somebody saying that maybe it's time to do so. But like I say, either way, I think the advantages for the Jets, like I said, primarily through their defense. We do have a more or less kind of rejuvenated Zach Wilson. He's not playing phenomenal ball, but he's playing decent ball. He's playing good ball in instances as well. And so I do think you're right. I think this could be a game in which Zach Wilson and Garrett Wilson and Garrett Wilson, that they have the opportunity to have a pretty decent day-to-day against this Commander secondary. And so I'm going Jets at home, and 23-17.
Okay, hold on. Zach Wilson is out.
Zach Wilson's out. How did I not hear that?
Zach Wilson is out. That means Trevor Simeon.
Scrap everything I just said, Chop. Scrap everything I just said. Golly. So, all right. I tell you what. I'm still gonna take the Jets because I really do think the Jets defense is really gonna smother this Commanders offense. I really think that's it. But now they win this game 13-10. That's the only thing that happened. Now they win this game 13-10. 13-10 Jets. Chop, man, we like to highlight the research department, man, because they letting us down. We need to know these things.
We need to highlight the research department.
We need to know these things. And as a matter of fact, hey, the people's champ in the building, man. He said he take the Commanders 17-10. He said ain't nothing we said had anything to do with the price of tea in China. It was 17-10. Oh, it's Simeon instead of Zach Wilson. Okay, it's 17-10 Commanders. And so I feel you, homeboy.
Fact.
He said ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China.
All right, well, that's how we rocking, man. That's how we rocking. Let's keep on pushing, Willie Jack. We got the Green Bay Packers going to Carolina to take on the Panthers in this one, and you fall first on this one. I got you.
It's
on you on this one.
Yeah, I'll be short and sweet on this one, man. Carolina gets a tough fought second victory of the season. They're at home. They are facing a Packers team that's reeling a little bit. A Packers team that got kind of hot and started playing their best ball after a bye week. They run off a couple impressive wins, and then they falter and kind of revert back to previous form. And I think they've dropped to they came out at it by 1-2, and I think they've lost their last two now. Now you get a chance to go on the road and face a very capable Panthers defense in spurts, but still a team that offensively you should be able to outgun, outpower, outman. I am taking Green Bay on the road, but I think Carolina's defense does make this very tough. I'm going Green Bay 17-16. Don't get no tighter than that, Chop. But I'm giving Green Bay the edge, 17-16, in a tough, hard-fought road victory.
Gotcha. And I give Panthers 14 points, but I don't give them much more than that, And I just think the reason this game is going to be spread a little bit more spread far apart for me is because of the opportunities that the Carolina Panthers are going to give the Packers in terms of just their offensive struggles. So matter of fact, give the Panthers 13 and get the Packers 27 for me. I got the Packers winning this one, and there's a few of these this week of football. It's a few get right games for a few different teams. This is a get right game for Packers. This is lined up perfectly for them to get themselves together, get back on the right foot, and start to regroup and continue to fight for a playoff opportunity. And quite honestly, with the way that Detroit was playing at first, they was going to have a chance at the division. It's going to be a little bit hard to get the division, but they still have an opportunity to fight for their playoff spot because they have the tiebreaker with the Rams. If they can tie with the Rams, they have the tiebreaker against the Rams because they beat us earlier in the season when we were without Matthew Stafford that game. But they have an opportunity there, so they definitely have something to fight for, and this is a get-right game for them, in my opinion. So I'm going 27. I'm not going to stay long either. 27-13, the final score of this game. The Panthers continue to give the Packers opportunities, which is going to help them score a few more points than what they would normally be able to in this type of game.
Gotcha. Now, Dr. People's Champ, man, he's got the Panthers pulling the upset 24-21. And then he's got a good little point there, man. It's 65 and sunny in Carolina. Green Bay coming from all the snow and the in the freezing weather. You know what I'm saying? Now going that 65 might feel like 85 to them players. You know what I mean? Like when you coming from that drastic with change, and then there could be something there. Maybe the Panthers, maybe the Packers gas a little bit. You know what I'm saying, before they kind of get reacclimated, and the Panthers pull something out their sleeve and jump out on them, man. But he's going with the upset 24-21.
You know what
I like what you did there.
You know what that sound like to me, Willie Jack?
What's
That
that?
sound like a breath of fresh air. That's what that sound like.
Hey.
A breath of fresh air going down to Carolina to play some football and beat y'all in your house. That's what it sounds like to me.
It could be the case, but I like what you're doing so far this morning, man. Keep
Absolutely.
People to keep it coming. I like what you're doing this morning.
Keep them coming. Let's go to the next one, Willie Jack. We got the Cleveland Browns going to Houston to take on the Texans, man. And I'm going Browns in this one on the road. The Texans, even with the great showing that they showed last week without C.J. Stroud, being able to come away and find a way to get this W without C.J. Stroud, without Nico Collins, without Tank Dell, all the guys I've been listening the last couple episodes that we did, they still find a way to get it done. And like I said, those show signs of good coaching. And I think they come out and they try to be competitive in this game, but I think this is going to be a little bit different. The Browns are going to come in heavy on the run. You know what I mean? If you dibbling and dabbing, I'm a little season of this, season of that. No, it's gonna be heavy run. You know what I mean? They're gonna open the container to the fully open side when they putting that running seasoning on it. You know what I'm saying? So the Browns will come in heavy on the run. Joe Flacco has been playing some solid ball, and I think that's going to be part of the difference in this game. But then also the defense. You know, the one thing the Texans were going against last week was a defense that wasn't as tight or as strong as the defense they're going to face today. Now, don't get me wrong, they get Nico Collins back, and Case Keenum was going to get the start again, in which Case Keenum played pretty solid. But I don't expect this offense to be able to do much against this Cleveland Browns defense and the way that they've been playing. Myles Garrett is going to continue to get after the quarterback. Those defensive backs are very, very sticky, and they don't allow much separations, if at all. My dog Greg Newsome, man, gotta give him some credit, man, because you know your boy been talking about Greg Newsome since he came out playing some. He's playing at a high level as well this season and really doing some great things. They got their boy Denzel Ward back, so it's going to be hard to move the ball on this Cleveland defense. So give me the Browns on the road. I got them winning this one. Give me 30.
Oh.
Yeah, give them 30, man. Get the Browns on the road. Give them 30-16, man. They don't allow much scoring from the Texans, man. 30-16.
No, and my thoughts were kind of similar to yours. We got a second week of Case Keenum. C.J. Stroud still not able to clear concussion protocol, and so which is unfortunate. They do get a little help back, like you said. I think, Nico Collins is coming back for this one. Devin Singletary has been running the ball. He ran the ball very well last week, but see, I don't expect him to have that same success against this Browns defense. I think it's a whole nother animal, especially up front, and so I don't expect them to be able to rely on Devin Singletary to kind of keep this game, control the tempo and pace of this game, and kind of ease Case Keenum, through this game into where we can finally find a way to win with Fairbairn kicking 5 field goals in the game to get it, or 4 or 5 field goals in the game to get it dub. I don't see that formula working necessarily against this level of defense. On the other side of it as well, my thoughts were kind of similar to yours. I think Joe Flacco, he did have a lot of yards, a lot of turnovers last game as well, and just not at all as crisp a play as they had seen from him and that they need to see from him at this time of year. We got to tighten back up. So I do think they make a renewed effort to get back to the run game. I had that in my mind as well, that this is going to be a game that they rededicate. I know I talked about last week, they almost had 400 yards passing, but they only had 30 yards rushing. And that's just not a formula for the Browns, for the Cleveland Browns, not a way that they prefer to win if they have any say in it. You know what I mean? And so I think they do make an effort to get back to having a more of a proper balance, controlling the tempo, making sure we're playing to the strength of that defense. Keep that defense rested. Let's make sure we're running the ball. And like I said, almost like the approach that the Bills with this Bills and Chargers team. Like, let's stay our course. We're the better team. We like I said, we don't get outside ourselves. Don't give this team extra shots to surprise us. Like I said, now this being a Case Keenum-led Texas team. You know what I mean? And so I think they do that. I think they slow it down. I'm going to Cleveland on the road, but I think it's going to be a little tighter than that. The Texas defense has been playing pretty well. They've been playing pretty well themselves. They're getting a lot of pass rush from their young pass rush as well. Will Anderson's out, but Jonathan Gennard has been playing very good ball these last few weeks. He had 2.5 sacks last week, if I remember right. And so I do think their young defense is playing well. Derek Stingley's been playing pretty good since he came back from IR. And so I think they do I don't think they get just ran off on like you got it kind of going. But I've got 24-20, a tougher. I think it's gonna be a. I think it's gonna be one of those games where I think the Browns are in control, but Houston just keeps it keeps it close. But I think the Browns kind of control the day. But I'm going 24-20 Cleveland on the road.
Absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
hold on, man. You know my dog. Terrible time in this thing. Yeah. He said Texas 23-16. Hey, hold on. Hey, come on, man. Hey, Tom, dog, look, man. Don't revoke my Texas card. You know what I'm saying? I still want to go to the party. But, man, what you want me to do? CJ's out, man. What you want me to do? What you want me? CJ's out, man. CJ's out, dog. What
Hey,
you want me
man.
to do, man?
Hey, Tom. I told y'all I was easing my way, man. I drunk the Kool-Aid. Then I had you know what I'm saying, had some of the chips out the closet. You know, man, I was getting comfortable. But then y'all got blew out by the Jets, man. I got shut out by the Jets, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I don't know. I tried to eat some cornbread, but you burned it, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I gave y'all the opportunity, man, and y'all blowing it right now. Y'all blowing it. Nah, but, man, CJ Stroud is out. That's big, man.
CJ being out is big in this one.
He's been playing some really, really good ball, man. Obviously, you know, so not having him in this particular game is, of course, it's gonna hurt you. It's gonna hurt you every time. So hey,
yeah,
we got you, man. We got you. And he said, what he said, Willie Jack? He said, if he right, go ahead and name the show Chop Willie need to listen to Tom in the morning.
Hey, well, he been saying Texas to the Super Bowl since the preseason. Now, if that happened, you might be on to something, boy.
You might be on to something, dog. Yeah. You might be on to something. On to the next one, Willie Jack. Let's go to Tampa Bay, man. We had a Jacksonville Jaguars going to Tampa Bay to take on the Bucks. Who you got in this one, Willie Jack?
Man, I'm going Tampa Bay. I'm going Tampa Bay in this game. At home, Baker Mayfield coming off his best game of the season, of course, over 350 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and now he's going home. They get to continue to ride that wave of momentum they have. They're like I said, right there in the thick of it, of a division race, and so this is another big one at home. And then we've got a Jaguars team that just don't do it for me, man. The Jaguars are definitely and I was. I'm probably still going to end up. I'm probably still going to do it, man. But the Jaguars are one of the bigger pretenders in the AFC and in the league for me, man. I can't trust you to show up when it matters. I can't trust you. I don't know if they have a quality varsity win on the year yet. There's a few teams like that, you know what I'm saying, that I'll get to. But yeah, then the Jaguars being one, this is still a winnable team. The Bucks aren't a juggernaut by any stretch of the imagination. But like I said, I just don't have faith in the Jaguars from what I've seen for them to go on the road against a team that's playing well and to stop that momentum. I'm taking big Baker Mayfield in those Buccaneers to get this done. I do think that this could be a tighter game and not necessarily on the strength of Trevor Lawrence and that offense, but I think the Jaguars defense has a chance to match up a little better in this one against this Bucs offense. And so I think that it does get a little closer. I'm going Tampa Bay to hold off the Jaguars team that is going to be playing motivated. Like I said, they've got to find a way to pick up some wins, to pick up some steam to maintain their own playoff position. But give me 23-21, Tampa Bay getting this done. Big Baker Mayfield with the key drive at the end of the game to probably win this one, going away with a field goal. 23-21, Tampa Bay.
All right. I'm going.
You look like you got something on your mind.
I'm gonna go get it to you, man. I'm gonna get it to you, man. Trevor Lawrence. Okay. My delivery of nuggets just came through the door today, and I'm just gonna let you know Trevor Lawrence finna go crazy today. Okay.
Wow.
Trevor Lawrence, 4 touchdowns in this game where they spread this distance and this score between them and the Bucks. It ain't gonna be close, Willie Jack. I'm gonna let you know that right now. Bucks, I get them 20 points. Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars, give them 35, man.
Ooh.
35. How many points? I gave him 35-20, the final score of this game. This Bucks passing defense is also one of the worst. Okay. They're also one of the worst. They have been allowing a lot when it comes to teams being able to pass. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars, like you said, are going to be playing motivated ball. And it's don't get me wrong, it's not going to be because this team is just head and shoulders that much better than the Bucks. I just think this week the combination of this week when this matchup is happening, the situations that these teams are in as of right now, I think that's going to be more the reason why this score, I think it's going to be a little bit more spread out than people think. If this game happens to happen, like if they were in the same conference and it happened again in the playoffs, I expect it to be a lot closer of a game, but not this week. I don't think this is the week for that. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to come out ready, on fire, and they're going to score a lot of points early in offense. So give Trevor Lawrence over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns in this game. I'm not going to say they're going to be all passing or a couple running, but 4 total touchdowns for Trevor Lawrence in this game, a few nuggets there. And I think they're going to be able to do almost anything that they want to do in this game today against the Bucs. The Bucs, it's going to start off to where they're trying to keep up, but they're not going to be able to keep up. And I think Baker Mayfield actually has a turnover or two in this game too. Can't give Jacksonville a few more chances. But here's the thing: I heard what you said earlier too, Willie Jack, and you know who I compare the Jacksonville Jaguars to, and you might feel different. But in terms of what I've been seeing throughout this season this year, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are the AFC's Detroit Lions. They are the AFC's Detroit Lions in the sense that now I think Detroit's offense is maybe you can say their offense has been a little bit more consistent than the Jacksonville Jaguars, but overall in terms of like the consistency, in terms of them trying to make that leap to be one of the more elite teams, they just aren't quite there, and they continue to show that, different weeks. I think the Detroit Lions and Jacksonville Jaguars are very similar teams, just each in different conferences, both fighting for the same things, both want to be elite, but both not quite there at this moment. You know what I'm saying? But good enough to control the divisions as of right now.
Now it's funny that you said that, because I've had that I've made that same comparison myself. I agree completely. I agree completely with that. Yeah, okay. I definitely do. But but this ain't the day. Yeah, this ain't the day though. I agree with that part. But yeah, T-Law ain't showed me, because I want to know who's catching the ball, because Christian Kirk's out. Calvin really only shows up once every 6 games.
And this is about 6 right here for you.
Is this time? Okay, see, that changes things. If this is time for like Calvin Ridley's blue moon to come back around, okay, then yeah, now maybe you might be on to something. Because Travis Etienne, I can't remember the last time he ran for more than 60 yards in the game. Evan Ingram, I don't know when the last time you had more than 60 receiving yards in the game. Like I said, so it better be a Calvin Ridley day for sure, if that's what they're going to do today. And here's the thing as well, man. The Jacksonville Jaguars secondary is also a little suspect. And so we finally got Chris Godwin back in the party. Mike Evans has more or less been pretty steady for these last 3-4 weeks now. I feel like Rashad White's been playing better these last 3-4 weeks as well. I think the Bucs are just playing at a higher clip right now. And you know what? Let's go ahead and do one more. Let's go ahead and do one more, then we'll hit it.
Okay, gotcha. Well, let's go on to the next game, Willie Jack. Let's go to Chicago, man, where we got the Arizona Cardinals going to Chicago to take on the Bears. This is another game, Willie Jack, I feel like it's going to be a little bit more exciting than people think. Okay, You got Kyler Murray, coming back. Well, not coming back. He's been back for a while, but you got Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals offense, who were very impressive in the run game last week, despite being taking a harsh L last week. And being blown out. They were very good in the run game last week. And then you got the Chicago Bears team that's playing with a little bit of spark, playing with a little bit of energy and bringing a little bit more to this table. The defense of the Chicago Bears is also playing a little bit better. So I think this game could be very interesting just with the playmakers and the excitement and the type of things that each of these teams and players can bring to the table. But I'm going to go Chicago Bears on this one, man. I like what the Chicago Bears are doing. I like the streak that they're on. They're playing some really good ball. Like I said, I already talked about their defense and how their run game is the best in the league. Nobody is been able to run heavy on this defense at all. So you got, that means James Conner and Kyler Murray is going to have a day. So now you have to come into this game reliant on your offensive pass catchers. Don't get me wrong, Trey McBride has been playing some really good ball at tight end, being the number 1 target for Kyler Murray over the last 2 to 3 weeks. But then outside of that, Marquise Brown hasn't shown up all season long. I know that because I had him on my fantasy team for a little bit. Then you got wide receivers and Michael Wilson. Then you have Rondale Moore, like the guys that they have, you can't necessarily rely on to carry a passing offense in a game that they're going to need to pass. Kyler Murray's going to be able to create some space and create some time with his feet, but it won't be enough to really do what they need to do against this offense. And on the other side of that, the Arizona Cardinals defense hasn't stopped anything, not the run, not the pass. So that's part of the reason why I'm going Chicago in this game, and I got them winning this one in an exciting one. Give them 27-23 final score of this game. Bears win this one at home.
No, and honestly, man, I was kind of my thoughts are kind of similar to your own. I definitely think this one has a chance to be to have excitement on both sides. Like I said, Kyler and Justin Fields, two of the more dynamic dual threat quarterbacks in the National Football League for sure. I think the difference for me is going to be the Browns defense playing much better ball.
Defense.
Or excuse me, the Bears defense playing much better ball since the addition of Montez Sweat, and I think he's really just kind of rounded out that unit more so kind of as a whole, man, giving them what they need up front and helping that front now with his addition to the rush play much more better complementary ball to that second and third level of that defense. And so, no, I'm with you though, man. I think this one. I think there's gonna be some points in this one. I've got the Bears winning this one at home. I got them touching 30 as well. I've got 30-24 in a game that I think it's going to be some exciting spurts here. I think that it has a chance to go back and forth in the early going. And then I think as we settle into the second half, as we start winding down late into the third and getting to the fourth, and the Bears at home, I think that defense settles in. And then I think they start kind of closing the door. And I think this may be one of those games where Cardinals end up having to trade threes for sevens, and Chicago pulls away in this one. And so I'm taking the Bears. And one more time, what was that? Yeah, 30-24 Chicago. And then also our dog, man, the People's Champ, he said he's also taking the Bears in this one. He's got the Bears. Oh, he's got the same score as me. 30-24. Hey, boy, you're a smart man, boy. I told you I like what you was doing today. He's also got the Bears 30-24. And then also heads up, he says Hollywood Marquise Brown, he's actually out in this game as well. And so that's definitely like I said, he hasn't shown up. He hasn't had a massive year by any stretch of the imagination, but it's still good to have his speed on the field. And so, like I said, if nothing else, to help maybe keep everybody honest and maybe allow some room for Trey McBride to operate in the intermediate and the middle parts of the field. But no, he's taking the Bears as well. And I missed his last one, man. He also took the Bucks to win a big game against Jaguars. He took the Bucks 34-24. I see that now as well. And so, but yeah, no, I like this. I like that Bucks pick, and I like his Bears pick. So yeah, we on the same page.
Absolutely. All right, Willie Jack. Well, one thing I do want to say before we hit this break real quick, Willie Jack, is the way the Bears are playing right now, and it depends on how they look, man. This team could be very different come beginning of next year in terms of the way we look at them. And it's like, all right, if they end this season on a hot streak with some excitement, okay, and they decide, all right, we're gonna keep what we have but build around it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they go get Marvin Harrison Jr. Maybe they go get one of these other guys to kind of help with the offense or help the offensive line or wherever they have holes at as of right now. Man, this Chicago Bears team can be real different going into the season next year as long as they can keep everybody healthy. Of course, especially with DJ Moore being, really emerging as a true difference maker for this particular offense. Adding another weapon on the outside. This can be one of those, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at with that. All right.
Now, and this is actually going to be a pretty good stretch for Chicago as well, because they're still trying to figure out what they're going to, just like you said, what are they going to do with Justin Fields? Like I said, the not so quiet elephant in the room. You know what I'm saying? And so Justin Fields is the elephant. He's taking a dump on the couch. Like, you can't get around it. They've got to figure out what they want to do, man. Do you want to hit the reset button? You're going to be in position to get one of these top two guys that's coming in, if that's, you know what I'm saying, you want to choose your flavor, you know what I'm saying? Or do you want to stick it out, throw a little money at Justin Fields and really see what you could do, like I said, man, with the dynamic connection that we have seen with him and DJ Moore, and like I said, man, with the improved play, the gradual improvements that we have seen, not short of some stumbles still, but yeah, man. So it's a tricky time. It's a tricky time for the Bears fans. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to do well and win a couple games and risk falling out of position to get one? No, you don't, because
the Panthers. They get the Panthers pick.
Oh yeah. So there you go. But
they playing freely. They what I call free falling, baby.
The Bears is still free. Bears free balling. Bears ain't got a care in the world.
I ain't got to carry the world, bro.
Bears ain't got a care in the world. And so, yeah, man. But no, definitely, man, just seeing how Justin Fields plays, man. He's got 3 weeks in this season to either sell himself to the Bears or to give himself a chance to be a commodity and make his name elsewhere, man, with a fresh start. And so, I really want to see how he plays just himself to finish out this stretch, man, to kind of see if that gives us an idea of how the Bears may go when this season wraps up.
Gotcha. All right, Willie Jack, let's go ahead and take a quick break, man, before we come on the second half of the show. Of course, we still got the games of the week coming up, man. We got the games of the week. We got our performers of the week. Of course, we got a few more nuggets for y'all, man. We only dropped a couple, but we're gonna drop some more. You gotta know it's coming, man. So stay tuned. We'll be back on the other side of the show, with some more stuff for y'all.
For sure.
So, Let the Film Speak, hosted by the wonderfully handsome and intelligent brothers of Let the Film Speak. That's Chop and your main man, Willie Jack. You feel me? Also brought to you by the Three Amigos. Y'all know them and you love them, man. That's the Three Amigos. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe. That's three the hard way. That's a 3-piece spicy. You cannot go wrong. Now, I say the same thing every week, so y'all can say that at home with me. I know y'all ready for it. Here we go. It's Three Amigos, but it's 4 parts to this process, big dog. First, you just got to tap in. Like my dog said, man, come in, tap in. Just say what's up, man. Just holler. Hey, what's up, Three Amigos, man? Like, share, subscribe. Hey, Chop, man, Willie, man, what's going on, man? It's cool. I sit on the couch. For sure. Y'all got some cold to drink? Oh, man, my man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, by the way, man, I'm a Broncos fan. That's all you got to do. That's it. That's easy. Ain't it, Chop? Come in, sit down, get comfortable. Get a cool adult beverage, and let us know who you ride with, big dog. Then tell a friend. Like, man, that's a nice feeling here, ain't it? Man, it's cool, man. My homeboy was out. He was down. Man, it's cool. I can tell a friend. Tell a friend, man. And you know what? Even better than that, you can tell your friend to tell a friend. Guess what? There's more. You can tell your friend to bring his partner too. Bring one more because we need 4, man. Bring them up into the penthouse. Tap in with your dogs, man. Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. You know we don't wear no watches. We ain't got nowhere else to be but in here kicking football flavor with the fam. And now back to the regularly scheduled program. All
right, man. Let's keep this thing going, Willie Jack, man. Let's come on to the other side of the show, man. We got a few more games to hit on, man. We got the New England Patriots kicking off the second half of the show, going to Denver to take on the Broncos. Willie Jack, who you got in this one?
Man, you know what? This is one of the ones where I'm trying to find one last dub for Big Bad Boogeyman Bill before it's all said and done. And I think these are the games that make me think that Bill has a chance because it's not an offensive juggernaut. The Patriots defense, one thing they've done all year long, outside of one random game against the Saints, they playing defensive ball now. They still playing defense. They still making it tough on you. They still make it ugly for you. Ask Patty Mahomes and them boys. You know what I mean? And so they can still do that. And this is a Broncos offense that, just like I said, their formula to win is pretty similar, much like the Patriots, except they're just getting Russell Wilson above the line instead of Bradley Zappi and Mac Jones. And so I think this could be one in which they if this one is in New England, I may have pulled a baby upset and went with the Patriots. But it is in Mile High. The Broncos, they're still fighting and clawing at a chance to Broncos 7-6. Help me out real quick, because they're still in the mix, right?
Right now the Broncos are 7-7.
7-7. Okay, yeah. Okay, so there's still a chance.
They're still there. They're still in the conversation, but it's gonna be it's hard now though. It's hard because right now it's 7-7. Okay, here's your wild card teams. Of course, you got the Buffalo Bills. They already played this week. They're 9-6. They're in they're one of the wild card teams. The Colts 8-6. The Houston Texans 8-6. The Pittsburgh Steelers 8-7. The Cincinnati Bengals 8-7. And you at 7-7 right now, man. That's a lot of teams, man. You gotta find a way to get past in order to have enough going. Man. Teams that got 8 wins. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 teams with 8 wins, and 2 with 9 that are all in wild card spots. You know what I'm saying? So,
now that's heavy lifting.
Spots.
Yeah, that's a lot of heavy lifting. But I guess, like I said, man, if you own the Broncos team, you got to hold on to something. And so, like I said, to even give themselves, you know what I'm saying, a baby whisker off an ant's ass chance to try to make it, they still got to get a win and against a super under talented offensive team from the Patriots. I still think they find a way to get this done, but I think it's gonna be an ugly, grinded out defensive game on both sides of the ball. I'm going 19-13, the battle of the field goal kickers in this game, but I'm taking the Broncos at home to get it done.
Yeah, and I got Broncos at home as well, Willie Jack, 23-17. I think it is one of those grinded out games, and just every inch is going to count, every yard is going to matter. And here's the thing too, Willie Jack. I know you mentioned when we first started, how this could be one of those games for the Patriots and Bill Belichick to find another one. But I just feel like they'll be asking too much, man. We already got you got 17 points out of them last week against the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? So that was a lot right there for them. Then the week before that, they come out on fire too, with Bailey Zappi. So I think that's asking too much. I think this game right here is going to be a tough one for the Denver Broncos. For the Patriots, especially with the way that the Denver Broncos defense has been playing. Mm-hmm. Bailey Zappi, it's going to be hard for Bailey Zappi out there in these streets, and you still without Ramondre Stevenson. So all the heavy lifting goes to Ezekiel Elliott and man, Willie Jack is gonna love to hear me say this, but I mean, the writing's been on the wall for Ezekiel Elliott for a few years now, man. The guy's been slowing down, okay?
Man, slowing down? The boy to stop, ain't he? The boy to stop, man. All right.
It's like even when he had the first game, he was a full-time starter this year. He had a pretty solid game, but it's just not the same. He's not one of those guys you can fully rely on to fully carry the load and be a true difference maker.
No, he's a workman back, and you know what I'm saying. And like I said, he's from Missouri, man. You know what I'm saying. He's from St. Louis. You know what I'm saying. He's still a hometown kid, so I don't begrudge him any success that he has. You know what I'm saying. So
Absolutely.
I feel, I want to see him do well, but yeah, nah, man. He's no longer a difference maker, so to say. But like I said, that's just where it's at, man. But he's a competent workman back for sure.
Yeah, so all in all, like you said, Willie Jack, I think the Broncos grinded out. I expect Javonte Williams at least 20 carries in this game, maybe 20 carries, 80 yards or so. And the Broncos are able to find ways to put the ball in the end zone. I don't expect a big game from anybody on either of these offenses, but they're just going to have to make those plays when it really counts. That's what it's really going to come down to. I expect both defenses to be, pretty solid in this game, and this be a slow, methodical.
Gotcha.
If you're watching Red Zone today, this is not going to be one of the games that they go to frequently. So that's the type of game. That's the type of game this is going to be, man. So yeah, give me the Broncos at home, 23-17, my final score. And actually, I said Red Zone. This might be a Monday game, ain't it?
No, it's the Sunday night. Yeah, it is. It's a Sunday night game. So yeah.
Oh man, we stuck watching this. Is what you're saying?
Nah, man, exactly right. But then speaking of nobody having a big game, man, People's Champions in the building, man. He firing. He said he's taking the Broncos big, 34-17, and he thinks Cortland Sutton has a big day in this game. And so, man, hey, he's due for one. Then, boy, like I said, if anybody's gonna have a big day, it'd be Sutton. Because I'm still waiting to see Jerry Jeudy. The only thing I remember about Jerry Jeudy this year is Steve Smith. I was putting a pause on him on the sideline. Other than that, boy, where you been? But yeah, he said Cortland Sutton is gonna have a big one.
I tell you what, man. If forget Cortland Sutton having a big game, 34 points on the Patriots. I don't know if I'll tell him, brother.
Hey, that part two now. That part two for sure.
That's a lot of points, man. That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
But let's keep on going, Willie Jack. Let's go to a divisional matchup. We got the Las Vegas Raiders going to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Of course, I'm going Chiefs at home. And it's been a little bit of bulletin board material. And I talked to my dog, the People's Champ BP, a couple of days ago about this, man, when we were talking about, bulletin board material, and how Antonio Pierce, he said something of the nature of, man, you got to hit him in the mouth. We've seen the ring. He said the ring. We've seen the ring around Rosie or something like that. I don't know. All I remember is the last time somebody said something about Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and anything like that. It didn't go too well, So it was a playoff game where
but back when it was Burrowhead Stadium.
And hey, man, I don't know if you want to wake up the dragon, man. I don't know if you want to do that. That's still Patty now. That's still Andy over there now. You know what I'm saying? And from the looks of it, and when I watched their offense the last couple of weeks, their offense is starting to put things together now. They're starting to figure out who they are this year. And every team goes through this. Every team goes through identity change every single year because you're never who you were the year before. So you got to figure out who you are, what works for you this year, right now, and how to maneuver through that. And to me, when I watch the offense of the Kansas City Chiefs, It seems like they're starting to get there. Patrick Mahomes threw over for 300 yards last week. Now he did have 2 interceptions. One went right through the hands of
Kadarius Toney, who
He went
else?
right through. He been dropping balls since he been in the league. You know what I'm saying? So, but ultimately, just the smoothness of this offense is starting to look a little bit more in rhythm. It's starting to look like they are starting to put things into order on this offense in terms of how they want to maneuver and operate through this. They do get Isaiah Pacheco back, so it'll be a combination of Isaiah Pacheco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire because I think McKinnon is out. So they do get Pacheco back, and I expect the Raiders to roll in this one. I mean, not the Raiders, the Chiefs to roll. I expect the Chiefs to roll. Get them 34 points in this game, man. 34-17, the final score in this game, them over the Chiefs. I think they roll. I think they start to get things together, and these next 3 weeks are going to be the weeks that people start to talk about the Chiefs again. Like, oh, are they back? Are they back? And this is not going to be the team that people want to face, regardless of how inconsistent they've been all season.
Now, and see, this week for me, this is a crucial, I guess, week for me in the schedule as well, because just like you said, the Chiefs haven't played great. They're definitely having a down year. These things are no secret, but this game particularly, the Raiders. Last time we seen them, they did put up 63 points against a Chargers team. They probably quit midway through the second quarter. And so they're coming off of a very big high. Now you've got to go on the road to Kansas City. They have been running ads with the Raiders and the Chiefs back and forth. I've seen some of those things as well. But yeah, this is a tall order, man. I think we got a little bit of fool's gold last week in that Raiders performance, and this ain't that. You got a pissed off Patrick Mahomes. The boy been pissed off for about 4 weeks now. He feel like the Kadarius Toney owed him about two dubs and probably about 4 rounds because he definitely gonna need that.
Scanlon owe him a dub too.
Scanlon owe him a dub as well. You know what I'm saying? And so he's definitely pissed off, and we've seen. Like I said, we've seen how that could not bode well for the team coming in to see him when he's playing and feeling that way. And then also, like I said, for Kansas City, they get to close that gap. Like I said, you got the Ravens with a very tough game on the road in San Francisco. You've got a winnable division match at home. The Chiefs aren't out of the number 1 seed contention to this point. Like I said, they're 1 game back of the Ravens. You have to correct me if I'm wrong, but they're 1 game back of the Ravens in that number 1 seed. And so a win for them today and possibly a loss for the Ravens on Christmas. And I think they
2 games back. They
2 games back.
Chiefs are 9-5. Baltimore is 11-3.
Okay, 2 games back. Okay, there we go. So if they pick up a game here, a win here, and a loss for Baltimore, 1 game back with 2 more games to go for both. And so, like I said, they need this game to stay in the running. Patrick Mahomes has never been to the playoffs without being he's either never. I've seen the stat. He's either never. Every time they've been to the playoffs, they've been the number 1 seed, or every time they've advanced to the AFC Championship game, they were the number 1 seed. Something or other. But I don't think No, he's always been the number 1 seed. Patrick's never had to play a road playoff game, if I'm understanding that correctly. And so the only other guy in recent memory, the only other team that had that style of streak was those Patriots. Like all those years that the Patriots were dominant, well, it was the weakest division in football. I said that for years. There was no resistance from anybody else in that division at that time. And so, yeah, they really did get to walk to the number 1 seed, and then getting that week off and then making everybody come see you is definitely a formula for a great championship run, and the Chiefs have been able to mimic that. And so they're still not out of it. And like I said, the schedule gets a little tighter for Baltimore down the stretch, and Kansas City, I think, has the more winnable games. And so they very well may sneak in and steal that number 1 seed, and who would have seen that coming with the year that they've had. All that said, I'm taking the motivated Patty Cakes and Andy Reid at the crib. They look at they can see the big picture. They know what's going on. They understand what's at stake, and I don't expect them to let this one get through and let this one slide with a chance to, like I said, to reclaim that home field advantage if they handle business and they let the Ravens slip up. I'm taking Kansas City in this one. I also think Kansas City gets this done in a convincing way. I'm going 30-17. Kansas City. I don't expect Aiden O'Connell for all the heroics and all for all the point scoring that we saw last week. I don't expect him to have nearly that much success against this Chiefs defense. And then also, I don't expect that Raiders defense to have nearly the amount of success that they had against that Chargers offense against this Chiefs team as well, regardless of how poor this Chiefs offense may be playing. But yes, I'm taking the Chiefs in this one what I say, 30-17, handling business.
Gotcha.
Oh, and then hold on
What
real
about
quick
VP?
before we move on, man.
I have
Oh,
put
you
it
got
up.
it? Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, and he's taking
I
the
got
cheap
you,
dig as
man.
well. Yeah,
But yeah,
38-14. I like it.
Gotcha. All right, man. On to the next one, Willie Jack. Man, I'm coming right back to you, man. We got another divisional matchup, man. We got the New York Giants going to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Talk to me about this one, man. Who you got?
I'm taking the Eagles, man. It's a get back game for the Eagles. All right. So the magic of the shine is kind of fell off of Tommy DeVito. That Giants defense only shows up and plays well against bad teams. The Eagles are a lot of things. They're not playing well. They've lost 3 in a row, but they're not a bad team. And so I don't expect the Eagles defense to show up in this one. Or excuse me, I don't expect the Giants defense to show up looking like a top 5 to 10 unit, like I said, like they do against poor competition. So I think this is one where the Eagles, they're at home, a familiar division opponent. Like I said, Tommy DeVito at the helm. And yeah, there ain't nobody else worth mentioning. Well, okay, Saquon, but like I said, there's nobody else worth mentioning on this Giants team that really should scare these Eagles. So this is the perfect time, Eagles. Get your minds right. You know what I'm saying? And then speaking of, Chop, it's time to address a little family business. When's last time you seen any of them Eagle games, man? When's last time you seen our dog Big Bad Jeff Walker, man? Player for Himalaya. When's last time we seen day one game Jarrell, man? My dog, my brother. When's last time we heard from Duke? You know what I'm saying? I ain't really heard from none of the Bird gang in about
Hold on now.
3 weeks worth of losses. What's up?
You hold on now, Willie Jack. You might be on to something, dog. Yeah. Because that ain't how we operate in the film fam. You know what I mean? We all win some, we all lose some, but we live to fight another day. You know what I'm saying? This is still your home. This is still where you come back to. Don't disappear when your team, disappear. You know what I mean? Don't go hiding, because when they winning, y'all flying high. Y'all in the group, talking to us about how, the offensive lineman of the Philadelphia Eagles is like, hold my beer, and Jalen Hurts is this and that. Hey man, I that's what we do as film fam. We hold each other accountable, man.
Man. Hey, look, man. Hey, y'all had to see me for them rough 3 weeks, man. I had my own rough 3-week losing skid. You know what I'm saying? Bags on my eyes, wasn't losing no sleep. You know what I'm saying? I was losing sleep. I had to show up, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling you out. You know what I'm saying? Day one game. Come on, man. You know you my dog. Come on, man. Come back home, man. You know what I'm saying? It's come back home. I got you. This is the week you need, because the Eagles gonna win big today, man. 31-10. Eagles win big, and like I said, get that game for everybody around. I think the defense has a soft opponent. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? In that Giants offense, so I expect a big day for that defensive line. I think Darius Slay, big play Slay, I think he's back in this game, I believe. Is he back? I believe he's back. You had to correct me if I'm wrong. I'll keep pushing. And then also on the other side of the ball as well, man, I think AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, DeAndre Swift, you name them, you pick them. I think all these guys, I think they make a concerted effort to kind of get back to the basics in this game. All these guys, I expect an even distribution of the ball. I don't think it's going to be a game where just one person takes off. I think that consciously this is going to be a game in which everybody gets the ball. Let's get everybody back involved, and let's kind of reset, rehone ourselves, and kind of, like I said, come back as a collective. And then now use this as a springboard going forward to kind of shake back and like I said, and carry ourselves into the playoffs. And so I'm going 31-10. I think this is going to be an all-around dominant game for the Eagles all the way around.
I had a similar score to you. First and foremost, Darius Slay, he still is out. It does show he is out in this one as well. Okay, so he's still gone. But I had a similar score and similar sentiment in terms of this game, Willie Jack, because I like I said earlier in the show, like there's a couple teams that got get right games this week, and this is a get right game for the Eagles as well. We know the streak they've been on. Everybody been watching. It's been all. When you're one of the top teams and you go through one of these streaks, everybody's talking about it. The 49ers went through it this season. When the Dallas Cowboys lose big or lose certain games, they're getting it. You know what I mean? And now it's the Philadelphia Eagles' turn. But this is also your turn to get back right, man. Get back right. Remind everybody that y'all are still one of the best teams in the league. Y'all still can go out here. Y'all still can compete. And y'all going to be one of the teams that teams don't want to face in the playoffs. Y'all can still be dominant. So this is a game y'all come out here and do that. My final score was 31-13, Willie Jack. Okay. So I gave the Giants 3 more points. But I think this is a game y'all come out here and reestablish yourselves as one of the best 3 teams in the NFC, and that y'all are really coming to really get things together. The good news is they got the Giants twice. This is another one of those teams, man. It's like they got
they double dip. Yeah, right there. That's so. Yeah, I hate that.
I don't like it either, dog. I don't like it either. So they got the Giants this week, and then they got them in week 18. So yeah, that the Eagles set up very, very well to really, like I said, establish themselves as one of the better teams. And quite honest, they still have an opportunity to be the number 1 seed. With the tough matchups that the 49ers have. The 49ers got of course they got the Ravens this week. Dallas Cowboys got Miami today, which we'll get to those games.
Right.
And I think both of those got a couple other tough games too. Meanwhile, the Eagles, I think, as far as their schedule, what it looks like on paper, we know how the games are played out, but what it looks like on paper, they got a smooth rest of the schedule these last.
I'm gonna say, they got who's in between these two Giants games?
The 2 Giants. Other than the Giants, the Eagles have. I got it right here.
Yeah, just somebody's in between them. And in matter of fact, why you looking
Arizona?
At that, man?
They got Arizona. They got the Giants and Arizona.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So this should be 3 wins.
This is a springboard game, Philly. There you go.
It should be 3, and it'll be crazy to see, how they look towards the end of the season before these last 3 games, and they still end up with the number 1 overall seed just because of the matchups. Yeah. Because like I said, the other teams don't have walks in the park. And then when you look at the standings as of right now, or what the playoff picture looks like, you got the 49ers sitting in first, but they're only a game ahead of the Eagles, Dallas, and Detroit. They're only a game ahead of those 3 teams. So if San Francisco loses 1 or 2 of these last games and the Eagles win out.
What's the Niners' last 3? I know they got the Ravens on Monday, but what's the other ones?
So the Niners have give me 1 second, Willie Jack. I got you right here. But the Niners got the Ravens today. Then they got Washington next week. Okay, so that one should be a win. And then they got the Rams at week 18. So
man, hey, that might be 3. Hey, it could be both of them going 3-0, bro.
It could be. The Rams game is gonna be tougher though.
Is that in LA?
That one is. No, it's at home. They in San Francisco.
Oh yeah, you can chalk it. I'd have gave y'all backdoor chance in LA. The number 1 seed on the line. San Francisco gonna have to play ball.
Y'all better not chalk it. Y'all better not chalk it. And you got to know your boy marking that game on your calendar for different reasons. Oh yeah, I'm hearing everybody. I'm hearing everybody was on your boy head, but hey, I live to be on the hill on my own. We get to that.
No, I got you. Then real quick before we get out of that one, man, I doubt the people's champ in the building, man. He's taking the Eagles in the big one as well, man. 42-20.
Okay, all right. Well, Willie Jack, it's time to get to these games of the week, man. It's time to get to them. You know what I'm saying? See what's going on, and hey, we got to pick these games, Willie Jack. So let's do it. Let's get to the first game of the week, man. My game of the week, I got the Dallas Cowboys going to Miami to take on the Dolphins, man. Big games for both teams. Both of these teams are fighting. Actually, both of these teams are fighting for an opportunity to be the number 1 seed in their conferences. Of course, both of these teams are fighting for their divisions. That they're in a good position to be in the playoffs. I expect both of these teams to be playoff teams, but this is a big game. And for these 2 teams specifically, it's who can show up when it counts. And that's those are the question marks that we've had for both of these teams. Now, the Dallas Cowboys, they've shown up in bigger games. So the Dallas Cowboys was one of the teams to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I mean? So they were one of the teams to do that. So they do have that on their resume, but ultimately they haven't done enough to where a lot of people trust the Dallas Cowboys. For the Miami Dolphins, they haven't beat anybody that's tough on their schedule. You know what I mean? They haven't beat anybody. So this is an opportunity for them to kind of be at home and say, hey, I know this and this and this has been going on, but this is the one we got to have. We got to have this big game. This can make a statement and show everybody in the league that we're here. You know what I mean? And we're going to be a tough matchup for whoever has to come see us throughout this season. So with all of those things being said, Dallas had their opportunity. I think this is the Dolphins' opportunity. I think the Dolphins can come out and get this W in this game. Okay. I think that just with how explosive they are, how fickle the Dallas Cowboys team was against the run last week. We know the Miami Dolphins, they like to run the ball heavy with Mostert and Achane. I think the combination of those two guys are going to make it very difficult for this Dallas defense. And then also we know with Tyreek Hill being back, the difference that he makes. So you can't put a lot of people in the box. You already or got the odds stacked against you because you're not very good against the run. So that's going to be trouble for the Dallas Cowboys in their defense. On the other side of that, Dak and that offensive line and the way that they do things, I think they have to establish a run game, establish some control, keep Tyreek Hill and this explosive offense off the field. If they can do that, control the time of possession, that's going to give them the best opportunity to win the game. Ultimately, I'm giving the edge to the home team. Give me the Dolphins at home in a close game. I know a lot of people thinking this is going to be a shootout. I don't expect this to be that big of a shootout. I do expect a few points on the board. So give me 30-27, man, a game-winning field goal by the Miami Dolphins, man, to win this game, man. 30-27.
No, and this is I've got similar feelings about this game as well. This is one as well, man. I've been going back and forth on this game.
Man, tell me about it. I have been too, Willie Jack.
Been
I
going
have been
back
too,
and forth, man. And one of the things I thought about in this, and this is another one as well. And so, and it's funny, man. Like I said, when the comparison that you made to Jacksonville and Detroit, because I feel the same way, and I feel like I said, that's why I feel like I can't trust them both to step up in those big moments. I feel the same way about the Dolphins and the Lions, or excuse me, the Dolphins and the Cowboys. It's the battle of the king pretenders. These are the two biggest pretenders in each conference. And you heard me right, pretenders. I don't trust neither one of them to take me to the dance. You know what I'm saying? Well, they take me to the dance. I don't trust neither one of them to bring it home because neither of these teams have a quality win. Now, the Cowboys do have a win against an Eagles team that had kind of faltered already and lost its mojo. They stumbled and fell into a victory the week before against a Bills team, so they were already exposed. And then the Cowboys come in, and then they put the other nail in the coffin, and then the Niners come right behind them and spit in the wound and throw salt in the wound. And so it was already an Eagles team that had definitely lost their mojo. But the Dolphins the same way, man. And so, like I said, both of these are explosive offenses that bully eighth graders. You know what I'm saying? These are JV guys that bully eighth graders. And they look damn good doing it. But when it's time to show up, when it's time to play on Friday night, you know what I'm saying? The JV play on Thursday. When it's time to play on Friday night, you know what I'm saying? When the varsity play on Friday night and them lights come on, both these teams leave a little bit wanting. And so I've been going back and forth. The difference for me is when I look at both these teams, they both can be explosive. They both can touch 40 at the right point in times. But I said, okay, well, how do they each do it? And so it comes to me, okay, I got DeRyan Bland trying to match up with Tyreek, and I've got Jalen Ramsey matching up with CeeDee Lamb. So if those are the premium matchups, and I don't want to disrespect Gilly as well, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know if Gilly's gonna. I think they'll probably share that load. But Gilly and Bland matching up against Tyreek and Waddle, and then I've got Jalen on CD, and then like I said, I think there's an easier more manageable golly, dog. There's a way more manageable secondary threat with the Cowboys than it is for the Dolphins. Like I said, I think the overall weapons package for the Dolphins, I think is more impressive. So we've got CD. He's playing fantastic ball, right? But then the combination of Brandon Cooks, Jake Ferguson, who's done a lot for me this year. I've really became a fan of his. Like I said, the more I've seen him this year, but he still doesn't necessarily move the needle for me in that way. There's one game changer for the Cowboys, and I feel like that's CeeDee Lamb. Well, the Dolphins have got they got those guys falling out of bed. They got those guys falling out of trees. This could be Devin Achane's been back from that injury since he came off the injury or since the IR. Then he got a little banged up. He still hasn't really found his groove yet, so he's due. This could be a game in which Devin Achane and the way we just saw James Cook torch and have his way with this Cowboys defense. This is a game that I think that Devin Achane can kind of find his groove again. And then we know the touchdown machine that Raheem Mostert's been, and he's still no slouch. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think there's an opportunity for the Dolphins running game to have a very explosive day. And then, like I said, man, it's just so much speed, man. Tyreek Hill, he's still chasing 2,000 yards. And even though he's missed some games, he's been a little hurt, he's been a little banged up, he hasn't finished or played fully in some of these games. It doesn't take anything for him to get right back on track. Tyreek Hill is always a threat for 200 yards. Doesn't matter. He's always in there for 200 yards. He can do it in four plays, can get him 200 yards. You know what I'm saying? And like I like him running away from DeRon Bland. I saw DeRon Bland get ran away from by Jackson Smith and Jigba, who ran 4.6 at the combine. Couldn't catch up to him. Touchdown in the corner of the end zone. You know what I'm saying? So like now I'm gonna put him on Bland. Gilly is a dog. I love you, Gilly, but you're also 33, big dog. And I know you putting in work against AJ Brown. It's a different animal. You know what I'm saying? Because AJ Brown gonna want to get in that phone box and fight with you and duke it out. Tyreek ain't got time for that. So now we're gonna put your 34-year-old legs against Tyreek, who's itching to get back going because he's been sitting on the sideline a little bit. You know what I mean? And so I think the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are going to do like you said, man. I think it's going to be interesting, but I think the Dolphins, when it's all said and done, I think in them being at home, I think they do end up pulling away. But I still got it pretty tight. I've got a 27-24 Miami getting it done at the crib.
Gotcha. One other point I do want to mention too, Willie Jack, is the Cowboys' vanilla run game. That is going to be that would be key in this game too. If they can find a way to get that run game going, and like I said, be able to control the clock and that offense, man. That is going to be key for them too, man. And so far, I haven't seen much. So we'll see how they play out in this game. But I see you put up a comment that the no balls, no good. We got BP in here. He said he got the Cowboys win this for 28-24. I ain't mad at you, man. I'm not mad at you at all with that pick. I just don't know, man.
Don't. Oh, and then also my fault. I had a little baby nugget in this one as well.
Go ahead, give me the nugget.
Nothing crazy, but no. But like I said, man, I think we get big days from A-Chain and Tyreek Hill in this one. Like I said, I think these are two of the top 4 most explosive players in the league. They're on the same team. Both of them have been a little banged up and injured of late. Both of them have been a little quiet just of late. And I think this is a primetime premium game at the crib to both to come back and have impressive days. So and like I said, I think both of them go for 100. Both of them go for over 100 yards, and I think between the two of them, both of them get a touchdown apiece as well. And so I'm looking for both those guys to be the keys to this game, man. I think Tyreek's gonna have one go for 60 today. Tyreek's gonna have one go for 60 today. I think he has a very big day, and I also think on the other side, I think A-Chan breaks one today. He breaks a 40, 50 yarder as well. So I look for both of those guys to really make the impact plays that may separate the two of these teams.
Gotcha. And since you throwing the nuggets, I guess my nugget will be for Mostert, man. Mostert will be my guy in this game. Give Mostert over 100 yards and the touchdown in this one, man. So that will be my guy. I'll throw some nuggets. And I've been slacking on my nuggets, man. So as soon as we finish up this next game, I got some more nuggets I got off the top of my head for you too, Willie Jack, whenever we come back to it. So be ready for it when we come back. All right?
Yeah.
But now I'm kicking it to you, Willie Jack. Go ahead and give us our last game, man. The game of the week for sure. I know you got a lot to talk about. We probably should have a lot to talk about today. We're going to see how this conversation goes and see how interesting it is. But go ahead, man. Introduce your game of the week this week, Willie.
Yeah, man. So no surprise, man. Probably the game of the week for all of us, man. The Baltimore Ravens traveling to San Francisco to see the San Francisco Well-Oiled Machines and what could be a Super Bowl preview of a prior Super Bowl rematch. You've got probably like, love it or otherwise, man, the MVP leader at this time in Brock Purdy facing off against maybe a dark horse MVP candidate in Lamar Jackson. Also, there's 3 MVP candidates in this game because you still got C-Mac. You still got C-Mac in this game as well, and he also is going to garner some MVP votes. And so of the top 5 MVP candidates, 3 of them are playing in this game. So it's a very huge matchup as well. The fact that it is in San Francisco definitely bodes well. Definitely bodes well for the Niners. And honestly, man, every time I think about this game, the Ravens in that defense, I think they have it. They can make this a little. They have. I can't just discount them, but I just don't see as many ways for the Ravens to win. The Ravens have to win this game one way. I mean, it's got to be stellar, lights out defense. That defense has to show up and channel that 2000 defense that everybody likes to vaunt and talk about. They've got to channel that today. They don't have an avenue in which I think Lamar and that offense just dukes it out. I don't see the Ravens being able to win this game 37-31. You know what I'm saying? But the Niners, for their part, I can see the Niners winning the shootout. I can see the Niners winning this game 37-31. I can also see them winning the defensive battle. I can see the Niners winning this game 21-18. You know what I mean? But like, and everywhere in between. I just think if they play this game 10 times, I think the Niners win. They win 7-8 of them. I just really think they do. They're better across the board. They're definitely the most complete team in football. I'm not telling anybody anything they don't know, but I definitely, I'm not gonna lie, man. I think this game is shaping up to be a little bit of a letdown from Baltimore. I'm not gonna lie. I think this one's setting up to be just a little bit of a letdown from Baltimore, and I don't think this game finishes as competitive as we thought it was gonna be. And also, Chop, you're gonna hate it. This is gonna be the one to put the nail in. This is gonna be the one that puts the nail in the coffin. That's gonna put the final foot in Chop's ass. Brock Purdy is going to be the MVP of this NFL league after this 2023 season, and it's going to be on the strength of this game because he's going to throw another 4 touchdown passes in this game as well. Brock Purdy's going to give me 250 yards. He's going to give me 4 total. He's going to give me 4 touchdowns. No, I'm not even going to go crazy like that. It's going to be 250 yards. It's going to be a more realistic and manageable 3 touchdowns, but I think it's going to be it's just going to be nice, clean football. Look, you know what, Chop? I'm going to tell you what he's going to do. 21 for 27, 254 yards, 3 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Nothing spectacular, but it's just gonna be nice, clear-cut, clean football in the biggest game of the year. And he's just gonna stay the course, stay steady, and like I said, man, he's gonna ride off in the sunset and give me the Niners winning this one. I hate this. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm going 28. I don't want to go too bad on these Ravens. I don't think it's going to be that close, honestly. I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to go 28. I'm going to go 28-20. I think this score is probably going to be a little closer than the overall pace of this game is going to go. But I'm going to go 28-20. I think there's going to be a stretch there where I think this is the game that the Niners probably get up 2 scores and the Ravens do enough to kind of keep cutting it close or cut it down to 1 score, but they never really get fully back in range of winning this game. But I'm going to go 28-20 and the Niners in a comfortable win.
So let me get this straight. Is Brock Purdy your performer of the week this week? Because we didn't get all the way to the last game. So is that your performer of the week?
Yeah. And not, like I said, not even because it's spectacular, but just this game, this moment is going to be clean football. I think the Niners are going to. I think the Ravens defense to start this game is going to be. They're going to be the Ravens defense that where it comes to. I think they're going to have a chance to get after it, make it a little ugly, and they're going to really force Brock Purdy to all the things that we say about Brock Purdy. He's doing it with timing. He's doing it with ball placement. His eyes are in the right place. He's getting the right guy, the right ball at the right time. I think that he's just going to be. I think he's going to make a play to be a play ahead of that Ravens defense. And so this is going to be the game that's going to give us more substance than it does flash. And this is the game that's going to show like, no, we've got to give him his credit. He went out there and really got it done against a high level, motivated, top tier defense in this league and outdueled another MVP candidate in Lamar Jackson, and I think that's why I'm putting him as my player of the week. It's bigger than Nino Brown, Chop. All right, it's bigger than Nino Brown. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always gonna be 400 yards. It ain't always gonna be 4-5 touchdowns. It's gonna be making the right plays at the right times. No, I do like what I said about them 4 touchdowns. Matter of fact, give Brock them 4 touchdowns. But I don't think the yard is gonna be crazy because I do think this Ravens defense has a chance to make it ugly. I want to see how Kyle Hamilton looks in that matchup with George Kittle. I can't wait to see that. But Marlon Humphrey, I don't like him against either of those receivers. I don't like him in the matchup against Ayuk. I don't like him in the matchup against Debo when they move him all the way around. C-Mac could have a tough day because that front 7 for the Ravens is some big boys up there, and they fly around and they get to the ball. And so C-Mac may do it may be a combination of passing and running this game. I don't think it'll be I don't think it'll be necessarily dominant day on the ground, but C-Mac's gonna do what he got to do to get it done for sure. But I think this is a game in which Brock Purdy, like I said, man, I think he's going to make the plays when it counts. He's going to show us some substance and not necessarily flash, and I think he gets it done, man. 250 yards and 4 touchdowns for Brock Purdy, player of the week.
Is the stage set for me? Is it? Come on, is it clear? You know what I'm saying?
The roadway is clear.
Is it ready for me to bring it home? You know what I'm saying? That's all I need to know. I'm on the flight. I'm the pilot. You know what I mean? Ready to land this plane here. You know what I'm saying? But I got to circle the airport a few times because I'm waiting on these other planes to land to get on about my way. You know what I'm saying? So I can land it now. I can land it.
Come on, bring it on home.
Man. Here we go, man. First and foremost, if anybody has been paying attention to the Facebook group, and if you're not in the Facebook group, y'all need to go on. Facebook
If you're
group,
not in
man,
the
let
Facebook
the
group,
film
shame
speak.
on you for one.
Yeah, let the film speak. You know what I'm saying? We on Facebook, man. Go ahead and join us. Hop in. Let us know, man. We talk football in there 24/7, all day long in the morning. People, we like to talk trash. We like to troll. You know, we do a lot of different things in that group. All right.
We have a good
So
time.
if you ain't in there, go on in there. But if you are in there and you've been paying attention, anybody would probably know or can guess who I'm picking in this game. Okay, it ain't no secret. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to Ravens in this game. Okay, and it has a little bit more to do, with my personal thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I may be in my feelings with this pick a little bit, man, but this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm riding with it. That's how I'm going with it. The same way I'm picking the Rams each and every week. I don't care if they playing the Patriots. I don't care if they playing, the 49ers. I don't care if they playing the Ravens. I don't care if they playing the Bills, the Chiefs. Name a team. I'm picking the Rams. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. So, and let me clear this up too. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of conversation. I've been going back and forth. And I don't know if anybody really truly understands my thoughts about this entire situation with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is a good player. I've been on Brock Purdy's team since he became a starter in this league. I've also said he's made some plays. But to Willie Jack's point and what he mentioned, like Brock Purdy, there's a chance that he could very well come in this game and throw 4 touchdowns in this game, and not have to do too much, just making the right play. But that's part of the reason why I feel like MVP stretch, that's a little bit too much for me. You know what I'm saying? Because also in the same sentence, Willie Jack says that the avenues for the Baltimore Ravens to win this game, it has to be one way. That means there's more on the shoulders of a guy like Lamar Jackson in order to win this game and in order for his team to be successful on a week-to-week basis. And I think Willie Jack understands that. Willie Jack is
don't speak for me.
No, because this is what you said. I'm just saying I mean, unless you want to backpedal from what you said.
No. The Niners are a better team, bro. Yeah, as I said, the Niners are a better team.
Period. Yeah. Right. To my point. Okay. So, so there we go. Yeah. So I just wanted to clear it up. And I don't want people to feel like I'm hating on Brock Purdy. I think he's a bad player. I've never said he was bad. Never. He was playing some good ball. That's just that simple. But I think there's just a difference between that and MVP level. But I'm going to get away from that because I've been talking about that for too long now. We've been talking about that for the last few episodes. I don't want to stick to that. But I stand on what I said. But I'm going Ravens in this game. And I think it's going to be because of this. Last week, we saw the Arizona Cardinals and their Kyler Murray offense rush for over 230 yards against this 49ers defense. And I think there's the issue that they have with a run game and a QB that can actually run the ball as well. And of course, Lamar Jackson coming in ready to play this game on Monday Night Football, the last game of the week. He's going to be ready to go, and their offense is going to be ready too. Now, they just lost Keith Mitchell, but I don't think that's going to matter for this rushing offense because they've been running most of the year without Keith Mitchell anyway. And their running backs haven't been the smoothest. They've been getting hurt all year long, but their run game continues to stay successful and on top, and they're still able to do what they need to do on the ground. So the Baltimore Ravens, that's just the way that they're built. So I don't expect there to be too much difference in their run game and what they bring to this team. Now, the key here is going to be, to me, who jumps out. I think the Ravens come out in this game. They jump out first on this team, and then that's when we can see what's going on. Then we can see which team is cooking. Then we get to see the 49ers have to play from behind. Brock Purdy have to do a little bit more. Now it's a little bit more on your shoulders. What can you do? And I think this Baltimore Ravens defense is the type of defense that can really, help stall this 49ers offense, especially if they get them in a position where they playing from behind. You know what I mean? It's one thing if they still got their full offensive weapons. They still able to utilize Christian McCaffrey, still able to utilize these guys. But once you get the 49ers in a position to where it's like, all right, we have to go away from our original game plan, that's going to change things up. That's like I said before, it's going to put more on Brock Purdy's plate. He's going to have to make more plays on his own. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be more on his shoulders. They're not going to be able to operate within their system of their original game plan that they came into this game with. They're going to have to switch things up, and he's going to have to make some plays on his own. That's when we're going to see the difference in the 49ers team, the well-oiled machine, and all right, who are you for real, Brock Purdy? You know what I'm saying? And I want to see that. I want to see who he is for real when they put the pressure on him that type of way. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to see in this game. That's what I think can happen. That's what I think will happen. I think it's Baltimore Ravens defense. I think they're going to be able to make things a little bit difficult on this offense. So give me the Ravens in this game. I think it's going to be a close one, though. So give them 30-27. Give me the Ravens on the road, getting this W. And Lamar Jackson is my performer of the week. This is the week where he shows everybody and continues to prove people wrong and saying, hey, man, I'm one of those guys. And I was worth every dollar that y'all gave me going into this season. Give him 250 passing yards, 50 on the ground, 3 touchdowns, and he leads this team to victory. And here's the other thing. You talked about this when you first talked about it, Willie Jack, was the MVP discussion. I think the winner of this game, the loser of this game, there's no chance for them to get the MVP. And the reason I say that is because it's like this is my reason for saying it. If these two guys are in the conversation, both of them in the conversation for MVP, and one loses against the other and one shows up, this is a big time thing. It's a big time game for you. You know what I'm saying? It's a big time opportunity. The rest of the games for the 49ers aren't super high profile games. I mean, the Rams are playing some good ball, but nobody would consider that a huge game in the moment unless, you know what I'm saying, it's coming down to like the playoff pitch or whatever the case may be. Like, unless the 49ers are playing the Eagles again, Dallas, like what are the teams that's considered like contenders? Yeah, after the loss of this game, I'm just saying, if they lose this game, I don't think you can put Brock Purdy over Lamar Jackson in the MVP conversation when they have to do it out.
Hold on. Here's the thing I say about that, because Lamar's not the clear number 2 guy. So if they were like duking it out neck and neck for the time being, and then maybe I feel that way. But Lamar is realistically, I don't, and it's not necessarily a numbers race, and it's not necessarily that, but I don't feel like Lamar's been he's been good. He's been very good. I don't feel like I've seen. I mean, do we want to say that Rams game was great? I guess maybe that's his best performance of the year. Probably statistically in the game, they went to overtime, and then they get a punt return in overtime that runs it back because he went 3 and out with his first performance in overtime. But like Lamar hasn't had I can't. There's no standout performance that just jumps out to me for Lamar. Like I say, it more so. Now, mind you, I've defended Lamar since about week 2 of this season. So before you found out that Lamar was playing better ball than you thought 2 weeks ago.
No, that wasn't the case. That's not the case.
But the point is that I've been on Lamar's this new offense, what we've seen for Lamar, what you started to see from. So I've been there with you on that. But that team has performed well, and they've won. They've also lost a couple of the losses that they've lost, honestly, are games they just flat out shouldn't have. But I don't know, man. This is just a tricky year. Like, I think this is a year in which Lamar's MVP cases, it's more so about the lack of options, and it is an overall more so team success than necessarily just his own just standout explosive lights out play. But which doesn't mean anything, because there are years in which that happens. But like I said, like, I don't necessarily know if Lamar's even in close enough proximity to say that, well, if he wins this head to head, that makes him the clear-cut favorite. If anything, like, because why is Lamar above?
Hold on,
like,
now.
You feel like Lamar has jumped Tyreek in your MVP line. Lamar, you know what I'm saying? Like,
not necessarily. I'm not saying he goes to number 1, but I'm saying he goes above. The person who loses against the game, they fall below. Here's my point, Willie Jack, of this. And this is also part of the reason why I'm like, come on, man, with this MVP stuff. Because if you remember, Brock Purdy wasn't in the MVP discussion until the game against the Eagles. Until the game, it was a one game, and he went from not even in the MVP conversation to being the top guy discussed as the MVP candidate, Willie Jack. You remember that? Nobody mentioned Brock Purdy's name in MVP discussion, but all I'm saying is these are the type of games that do that. They really give you that boost because it's a huge game. Everybody's eyes is going to be on it, and if you come out and deliver a performance to where you put up great numbers and great production, that's going to boost you automatically. That's just going to boost you. That's my point in this, is because this is such a high-profile game. I got you, Willie Jack. It's such a high-profile game that the winner, especially if the winner of this game and the QB plays very, very well, they gonna get that extra boost. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get that's just how it go. And that's how Brock Purdy's name even got in the conversation. Now after that, he continued to roll, but I'm saying to even get in that conversation from not even being in it, it came from that one game where
what I mean
into it.
No, I mean I see what you're saying, but like I said, but this is also a thing, man. And I know we got to wrap, man. We got to wrap, guys, because it's 12:02, man. It's kickoff somewhere for sure. So we gonna definitely have to come back to this, man, and find times that we could just have like a discussion on this as well, because this is it's a great topic as well. And I know we both got some ammo, but we just don't have the time to get into it.
Yeah.
But one thing I would say is like one of the biggest things that hurt Brock Purdy in this one is for the first half of this year, a lot of y'all, and I'm saying y'all, a lot of y'all was still holding on that Patty was the MVP of this league until about week 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was poor freaking ball being played, or it wasn't spectacular ball at all. And so we were all chasing the names we knew. We watched Joe Burrow's Bengals lose the first 5 games of the season and then get hot for 3 games, and all of a sudden Joe Burrow was back in the MVP talks. Everybody was just reaching for the names we know, and so we looked over guys like Brock Purdy, who was playing phenomenal all the way up until that point already. We looked over Tua, who was just as hot as anybody at that time as well. We looked over Tyreek because he's a receiver, and we just didn't get forced to look at Tyreek seriously until like week 10 because there was just nobody else there. And so I think that's more so it had a lot more to do with media, public perception, and like I said, familiarity, because MVP is one of those in which like all those things matter. We're gonna table that though, bro. We're gonna find some time to make sure we carve out some time and really kind of dive into that, because that's excellent content, and I know we both got a lot to say about that, man. But also, man, really quickly, our dog Terrible Tom Walker, he's taking the Ravens in this one. My dog, man, OJ Dubs, Big Juice, and slid in this thing. He said he's taking the Ravens by 10. The Ravens win by 10, and then Lamar might jump to the head of that class. The Ravens win by 10, and Lamar to win by 10, Lamar has had 5 touchdowns in this game. You know what I'm saying? And if he does that, then man, then that book will write itself. That'll be that one game jump, just like my dog Chop says, because sometimes you do need like a MVP or Heisman defining moment. And I've talked about that before as well when I talked about Dak's MVP candidacy. But all said, man, like I said, it's 12:04. I know we ran a little over, but go ahead real quick, man. Recap your player of the week. I know you had Lamar, but go ahead and recap.
Yeah. So my performer of the week, man, it's gonna be none other than Lamar Jackson, man. I think he comes out 250 yards passing, at least 50 on the ground. I think he has 3 total touchdowns in this game to help lead his team to victory on the road on this Monday night game.
No, and I'm going the other way, man. I'm taking Brock Purdy, 254 touchdowns. Like I said, man, slow and steady's gonna win this race in my mind, man. And then I know we dropped some nuggets, man. We ain't gonna got time to go back through them real quick, man. On the game ball, man, the people's champ. People's champ was in the building, man. Shout out to No Balls, No Glory. Shout out to our dog, BP, man, holding us down, man. We appreciate you, big dog. And then real quick on the rundown, man, y'all know the members in the building. The fam bam came through. Wife and sister of the show, Shine and Miss Boyce came through. Our dog Miles Mack dropped in on us. Man, I'm looking for y'all real quick, man. My Steelers brother and Michael Baker was in this thing. Tom, I think I already shouted you out. And then OJ the Juice. Big Dubs, he slid in this thing at the end as well to help close out the show. Hey, we appreciate all the love and support. Y'all had fun. Y'all locked in, man. Y'all tuned in to y'all team win. And other than that, happy holidays. Stay safe, man. Check back in with your dogs on Sunday, man. And we can't wait. On Wednesday. And man, hey, y'all go enjoy some football. Have a good night. God damn, peace.